Let's get that energy going.
To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yeller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Woo!
Woo! Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol show. I am Michael Fish, your favorite. With me, I have the Italian stallion, David Rinaldi. He who greets with Smoke Shack. And the $6 million man, we can't rebuild him, Cody Bowden. Keith will be joining us after he handles some of that background stuff. We got a recap of that god-awful Jags game. And, excuse me, a preview of our game against the Titans and some weekly hot takes. Fellas, we're going to kick it off with something a little interesting that we've been hearing often from the fan base after our games is, a win is a win. So, guys, let's lead it off with you, David. Is a win a win?
Bro, there was a day, back in college where there was a time when you go out at like 1 in the morning and you start trolling the bars. And if you came home with a nice young lady and things went your way, no matter what it looked like in the morning, a win is a win.
To score is to score.
Till your friends find out.
Yeah, no,
It looks like he disagrees.
they don't. All right with it.
So let me throw some skulls out. Let me throw the skull out to Ken, George, Matt, Lucy, and Jacob. Thanks for joining us early, guys. Glad you could catch on with us real quick. Cody, I think you have a differing opinion.
I didn't really like how we won the game. I mean, it's an in-season game, so yeah, a win is a win. Or you got the W towards your record. But playing like that in the playoffs, I mean, we have an 88% chance of getting there right now. That's not going to give us a win. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? You take the win knowing that you barely beat a bad team, even though we shouldn't have barely beat them. We should have killed them. So you got to look into that. Like, are we going to play like this in the playoffs, or are we going to play like we did against the Texans in the playoffs? And it's the same Vikings team every single year. You just don't know what you're going to get or what team you're going to get while they're in the playoffs.
Right. So one has nothing to do with the other, right?
Hey, win's a win.
Cool, Lunk. What up, Shaq?
For me, I'll say a win is a win, even if it's ugly or not. We could look at it as one of the worst wins in recent memory, but it does help us in the playoff. I'll take an ugly win over a beautiful loss any day. And we could look. It gives us something to look forward to, as in pick the parts of the Vikings that need to improve. Because even if we would have blew them out, we've been bragging, yeah, that was a good Viking win. We the best team in the NFL. But it showed us our flaws, and it showed the Vikings the flaws, most importantly, and what they need to improve on. And I think KLC explained it well. He basically said he needs to work on finding ways to spread the ball around and helping Sam Donald dial it back a little, because he liked the aggressiveness, but he needs to find a way to balance it out.
Well, I think we're a little jaded from the last couple of years where, like 2 years ago, we had such a bad point differential with a 13-win season. And so when we see a game like this, we're like, but I still go back to the fact that we've had some pretty dominant wins this season. We can't win them all by 3 scores. And yeah, this is the easiest part of our schedule, so we should. But I'll tell you what, if we can win this game by 10 points or so, I'll be great. I'll feel like we're back on point. And then Arizona is going to be our next litmus test. So I'm going to take a win for now. Moving forward, and we'll see what happens this weekend. Speaking of this weekend, before we move on, David, we're going to go see your favorite Viking this weekend.
We are going to see Mr. 44, Chuck Foreman, in Tennessee.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, I get to see him once before. My kid was like 3 years old. We took him on the road, went to Mankato, went to the preseason, what's it called? Training camp, right? So we went to training camp. Happened to be the year Corey Stringer died. Sad. However, Chuck Foreman had a little tent set up. He was outside. We had stayed at a yellow Jellystone campground, and my son got his Viking hat signed by Yogi Bear. And I was like, dude, bring your hat up to Chuck Foreman and get your hat signed by him. And he didn't give a shit about Chuck Foreman. He had Yogi Bear's signature on that hat.
That's awesome.
No, I just went and looked for that hat, but I couldn't find it.
What's up, Captain?
What's going on, fellas?
Let's bring the noise.
A win is a win as far as the stats. It can get you to where you need to go, but we could definitely analyze and critique a win, and not all wins are built the same. And we could tell that, you said it, the 2022 season, we knew that team wasn't going anywhere, but they had 13 wins. So as far as the stats, a win's a win, but you could still be upset about a win. Like, you could look at the team and, like, if you know what you're watching and you're just seeing bad football, okay, the other team played worse football, but you still played bad football, and you know that you're not going to beat a competing team with that. You can analyze that win and critique it. So as far as the stats go, sure, a win is a win, but in my heart, it's not.
Can you compartmentalize and move on with it, though? Like, are you ready for this weekend?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I could take a loss and compartmentalize and move on and be ready for the game the next weekend. So, yeah sure. Bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some credit for that. You're welcome.
And I think that's how it should be. What's that word you just said again?
Compartmentalize.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, Cody. You know what that's about.
We only meant to win 7 games this year, so we just eclipsed the 6.5 Vegas at us. So it should be an every week thing. Like, we should not come in every single week thinking, hey, we're going to put the dust on these guys. You know, we should come in every week like it's going to be a good football game. And by keep doing that, I think it lowers our expectations a little bit. But it also, when the game is over with, we feel good about what we just saw. Mental.
He gets me. George, it's pretty damn expensive. Let me tell you that, because I was looking, to go from LA to Nashville, and it just kept getting more expensive. It's not like buying a ticket for a game where as it gets closer, it gets cheaper. Now it just gets more expensive. It's dumb expensive right now. So Good luck. Maybe you're a baller.
Last second flights ain't cheap.
You should have tried to get a bereavement fare and told them you're a Vikings fan and you were dead inside, and they'd have given it to you.
Make a wish.
Find a birth
Make a wish Vikings edition.
So maybe a little bit of scary news came out about a couple things, actually. There was a couple things that came out in the past 2 days. One being an interview with Brian Flores, where he came out and said that he does hope to become a head coach again. What What did you guys think about that when you heard that? Did you start thinking, oh God, it's over after this season? Or do you think like he still wants to be a part of what we're building and then be a head coach? And will the lawsuits kind of hold him back? Or is someone going to take a chance no matter what?
I think it depends on the team. I mean, there's 30 other teams. I mean, he's not going to go back to the Dolphins, right? That's not going to happen. We don't have the NFL thing settled yet. That may happen. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to go coach the Panthers or anything like that. I mean, it's got to be a team that makes sense for him, where he's got kids, a family. I mean, look, a head coaching job is a head coaching job, but it isn't a head coaching job everywhere. There are some trash franchises, man. There just is. I think we played one last week, and we may be playing more before it's over. So I don't know. It's got to be the right fit, and he's got some baggage to get rid of first. But the dude is a hot candidate for a coaching job.
And let me just tell you something. My second or third hot take that after we started doing this was that this was his last year as our defensive coordinator. So I'm counting on it.
Well, Rinaldi has a hot take saying that he will be our defensive coordinator next season. How you feeling about that take right now, Rinaldi?
Who was that, Salah?
No, you said that Flores will be back as our defensive coordinator next season.
Listen, I like I said, I think it's 60-40 he's back. Based on what I just said, he's got to find the right fit, and he's got to get rid of the NFL thing. So it ain't a done deal. I mean, somebody's going to want him. Are they going to be able? Is it going to be the fit for him? And is the NFL thing going to get in the way? We'll see.
Cody, how would your 2025 outlook change if Flores isn't here next year?
I'm hoping he has maybe a protege or someone he's coaching up right now, also a part of this defense, because then I'll be kind of fine with that. I mean, you're bringing an in-house guy that has been taught under Flores, kind of like how Flores was taught under Belichick when he was a defensive assistant coach. Then he moved up to that DC role. Then he moved to Miami. My biggest thing with Flores is if he moves, I don't think he goes to Dallas like Robbie and them are saying. Because every time he's moved from places to place after a team is within the division, and I think within the division, the Bears makes a lot of sense for him.
Oh, man.
But other than that, I hope he stays along. Do I think he stays? No, I don't think he does. I think he goes away and he does get that good head coaching job. I mean, even with all the stuff that's behind it, it's might as well be able to get a job right now and then and miss your chance for the next year in case something bad happens with the defense, because he's on fire right now.
Cody, when you first said that, I was like, there's no way he's going to the Bears. They're not going to hire an offensive coach. But when he was asked about KOC today, I don't know if you saw, or maybe it was yesterday, the interview he did, he was like, the one thing I got, so he's asked about KOC, and he said, the one thing I got out of KOC so far is the relationship he has with a quarterback. It's the thing that I learned that I hadn't had before in any other head coaching job or seen. And KOC is like an elite level on that. So maybe with Caleb, he's kind of maybe a candidate. He thinks he might be a candidate for that job. You're not wrong.
I think it'd be crazy by the Bears to go get a defensive coach, though, when they do have Caleb. They need somebody who's not just going to be a friend and talk to him, like someone who can actually develop him.
Mm-hmm. Take that damn nail polish off, boy. Throw the football.
Yeah, see, he can't go in there talking to him like he talked to Tua. Caleb will not be able to handle that.
Vikings also have another coach that's a hot candidate, and it's the quarterback's coach, the assistant to the quarterback's coach right now. He's been here for the past 2 years, and he ended up developing now I want to say developing, but he made Dobbs into what Dobbs was last year, then the Mullins case, and now you bring in Darnold. So that's another hot name that's been going around. I can't remember his name, but he's the assistant quarterback's coach.
How about the quarterback's coach? What if McCown and Beeflo go as a package? That'd be scary.
I tell you what,
we already have the quarterback whisperer, though.
Fill-in kicker goes perfect again for a couple more games, our special teams coach might be dangled out there.
Mm-hmm. They can all go, all of them, except for Flores. All those other guys can go, and nothing's going to change. What do you think, Shaq? How would your outlook change in 2025 if Beeflo's not on that sideline?
It comes back to what Cody was saying. We need like a protege to keep the defense going, because I don't like changing schemes often year after year, because it's kind of hard to build for success if you keep got to adjusting to new players, doing different things, and the verbiage. So if we could just hopefully keep Beeflo here, just maybe one more year, at least one more year, then that gives us a chance to compete for that Super Bowl with a young quarterback.
I think we just need to pay him and give him the assistant head coach title.
That works.
I think we already have one
there.
Yeah, we do.
he can go away. I don't know. I don't hear that guy's name at all. I don't see him.
The
Nothing.
linebackers coach, right? Pettit.
Yeah.
The less it's like offensive line. The less you hear about him, the better he is at doing his job.
I don't know. I hear an awful lot about Flores, especially from this guy below me.
I tell you what, though, man, the reason we don't hear about Patton is because our defensive coordinator standing on his head.
Without a doubt.
If we still had Donatella here, we'd be all going, why isn't Patton calling the defense yet? Why?
I hate to say it. I think they'd give the job to Patton as much as we want some coordinator, some protege. It's probably Patton. It probably is.
George, I don't think there's any Tannehill rumor. I think it's just fans starting shit because they got mad at Sam Darnold. There's no rumor. Vikings aren't looking elsewhere. We're 9 games into the season. It's either Sam Darnold or Mullins or Brett Rippon going forward. They're not bringing anybody in. Sam Darnold, unless Sam Darnold gets hurt. Like, Sam Darnold's not going to be pulled for performance. It's going to be an injury. No one's coming in. This is the ship that we're sailing with. Speaking of our quarterbacks, there was some other news that came out that JJ McCarthy had a second surgery on his knee. Now, it came out later that really he just had a shot that was for swelling. But when you first saw that, Cody, the headline that he had a second surgery on his knee, what were your thoughts?
So I didn't really see the headline until everybody started talking about what was the actual case of it. So I'm like the scapegoat out of this one. Thank God I didn't see it, because I'd probably be freaking out like, what the hell did we just get into? And Quessy, another first round bust coming out, and I didn't see it until everybody actually mentioned what was the actual situation of the thing. So thank God.
For me personally, when I first saw it, my heart kind of sunk a little bit because I saw the headline first. And then I go to, Minnesota Viking Fans Uncensored, and I see just everybody talking shit about it. Like you were saying, oh, bust pick, this and that. I'm like, this is just like when you got hurt. People are using this as an excuse for it being a bad pick and to down talk him and, disregard the actual player that he is. And I was getting ready to go defend him and start fighting with people. But then I started reading more and found out it was just a shot for swelling, and the timetable hasn't changed. Nothing happened. Like, they're just making sure that he stays on course. What do you think, Rinaldi?
Yeah, my first impression was pump the brakes. I was not freaked out at all initially, because every initial report that comes out is like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. And, it got a little different tonight. I don't know if you guys saw Arif Hassan. I mean, whatever you think of him, but he was on some podcast tonight, and they actually did more than a shot. They cut him really small and put an arthroscope in that knee to make sure it looked good before they gave him the shot. The options were, it's swollen. Let's see what the structure looks like. And if it looks good, we're going to give him a shot. So there was a procedure. It wasn't just a shot, just so you know. I mean, I'll take Arif's reporting as pretty valid. So that's really what it was. It's really good news, though. So they cut him this big. They put a scope in him. They looked at it, and it looked fine. So what they did is injected plasma to make the swelling go down. It's not unusual, man. It's just not.
And it's a more faster recovery with that shot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
So you're saying
I wasn't concerned at all, because I'm looking at, we're so far away from next year still. It's incredible. I mean, they could have done something to him right now, and he would still probably be ready for the beginning of next season. I mean,
that's the point, Ish. They opened him up and looked at it.
If he misses another season, guys, he'll only be 23 after that.
I mean, yeah. What's the whole point of the 5-year rookie deal, right?
Yeah, we got him for 5 years. He can miss the first 4. He's
going to be absorbing the playbook.
How many seasons did Jordan Love miss? They'll be fine. But yeah, it was a little bit of a scare, and I just hated how people use it as a way to attack him. And it seemed like it was a pretty routine thing to do. It's been from, I guess, ramping up his rehab, which to me is a good thing that, he's out there trying to get back, and just, some swelling occurred, which is to be expected, and they took care of it. So not a big deal, but a little bit of a scare on a Wednesday afternoon.
Fucking Wednesdays.
All right, let's jump into this Jaguar game and just talk it just a little bit. I know a lot of you have probably heard enough about this game, but we're going to go through it just a little bit. We didn't score a touchdown, but we eked out a victory, 12-7. We're 7-2 on the season. How do you feel about a game like that when we struggle, Rinaldi, against a team that we go in there thinking that we're going to beat? I know you say a win's a win, but we're going into this game. Their starting quarterback's out. They have other injuries. We're just a better team overall. Their coach is on the cusp of getting fired, and we beat them by 5 points. No touchdowns. How do you feel after a game like that?
Well, look, I mean, everybody's going to talk about Sam Darnold's 3 or 4, whatever it was, turnovers. And the reality is that that's what's going to happen when you have Sam Darnold trying to play dink and dunk football. The guy has an elite long to intermediate long arm. And that's how we won the first 5 games. And that's how he had very few interceptions going in. I think that this team came out and said, let's control the ball. They had 48 minutes of ball control, the number 1 ball control in the last 10 or 15 years, as far as that goes. So the plan that they put in place, they executed it until the turnovers, and they were all high red zone or red zone. And at the end of the day, what you found out was that Sam Darnold is not able to dink and dunk like Kirk Cousins did, or name a quarterback like Jared Goff, like Stafford, right? The guys that pick us apart are the guys that would run our offense the way that scheme was set up. And that's how I see it. I don't think it was, look, we could sit here and say it was a terrible win. We suck, blah, blah, blah. We had 400 yards. We had the ball for 48 minutes. The defense was insane, but it's not like it's basically that our quarterback didn't execute and finish the game, like I was saying, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they're trying to make him into something he's not. Throw the fucking ball. Sorry,
he is not a game manager.
Yeah, see that thing
38 times.
With our defense, he needs to be a game manager. He needs to be doing the dink and dunks, right? I mean, you got a really good defense, and you can win a Super Bowl with really good defenses, but those quarterbacks that won Super Bowls with really good defenses aren't throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game either. So that can go a little bit on KOC, making him throw the ball a little bit too much during these games when you know your defense is elite, right?
You need that guy.
He didn't throw the ball 30, 40 times a game. Jim McMahon didn't throw the ball 30, 40 times a game. Like those guys with really good defenses, they don't throw the ball that much. So the scheme has to be that dink and dunk. So KOC needs to figure out a way to get Sam Darnold to play that way. He needs to be a game manager to win.
As long as he does that, we are going to see turnovers.
Bro, if Case Keenum had KOC as a coach, he probably would have been the league MVP.
I would agree.
Oh my gosh.
No, Case Keenum.
Yeah, but
how'd you feel, Fish, after that game?
Absolutely horrible. I was pretty much down on the dumb side. I thought, man, we can't finish drives. This is horrible. All stats, no scores. It just felt bad. I had some bright points, but very few. It was a nightmare game. When you look at a team where we should have beat them by multiple scores, and thank God our defense stood on their head and did their job. But I'm kind of tired of saying that. We've been saying the defense is carrying this team all season, and they're going to not be able to do it. And we got to be able to count on the offense to pull up and do it. In order for me to get my confidence back, we got to win by more than 14 this weekend, and we got to beat the Cardinals. And then
my man's math is bad. We gave up 30 in 3 of the past 4 games. The Colts put up 30 on us. The Jaguars put up 30 on us. Which one of those put up 30 on us to make it 3 out of 4?
Have another beer, Brian.
Having another beer.
If you combine both their points, I think it might add up to 30.
It still doesn't get there. It still doesn't get there. You tried to help him, Shaq, and I'm sure he appreciates that. Shaq, what do you think about our kicker, John Parker Romo, who doesn't want to be called John Parker Romo?
I thought he looks kind of like the guy from Napoleon Dynamite, his friend Pedro. But I'm glad he came in. He hit 4-4. You know, it's kind of hard to do on such short notice. Everybody like to say, "Oh, a kicker's job is easy. There's kickers you could just pick up off the street and they could come and win you games." But that's not an easy thing to do because a lot of kickers be missing field goals, and the NFL still does not hire just any kicker off the street because it's a long process. And if anybody could make field goals like that, they'll be on the NFL team. So I'm glad he was able to come back. We also did have a competition before we brought him back in. It wasn't like we just handed him the role. So, you know, I'm glad he was able to come back, and it seemed like he really liked being here. So that's another benefit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we paid him $1 million in the offseason.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, do we have to pay him again, or it's like, hey, you're still getting that money, just come on over here? Is that how that works?
We had to get the contract out the trash. Hold on, we still got it.
Yeah, we still got it.
Hold on, let me wipe these old tomatoes off of here.
So we got Hawkinson back. He kind of looked a little bit more like Hawkinson. He had 8 catches for 72 yards. 6 of those catches were first downs. I think 4 of them were on one drive. He was just sustaining drives, keeping it going, and then I think Sam threw the interception. But Cody, how did Hawkinson look? Does it look like he's getting back to his old self, or are you still worried about that injury?
He's looking like he's getting back to his old self. I thought, all right, big significant injury. Will he come back the same player? It looks like he has came back the same player. And what's scary, it's his second game back. So there's still more room for him to grow and come back as an elite player. Because, I mean, think about right now, this should be kind of towards his peak year as a tight end, right? It's his, 6th or 7th year in the league. This is where peak years for tight ends start hitting in this league. The one thing that could hurt him, if we don't see those stats, is when we start going into more of this KOC launch the ball down the field, all right, instead of like controlling that clock. I would like to see him be the one catching all those 3 to 5 yard dump offs, those dink and dunks, right? And he's coming back to be that elite level, and I think he is in peak mode starting. It's going to be this year, peak mode.
And I will tell you something. I was kind of on the fence with him. I was like, yeah, he's catching these dink and dunks and not really doing anything after the catch. And then he had that one catch where he caught it in the middle of the field and then turned up the seam and had a big game. And I said, that's good right there. This is progress, because next he'll be catching them running down the seam. And that's really what we need, especially with the fact that control the football type of passing is not Darnold's strong point. So if he has another vertical threat running down the seam, he'll be better. He'll be more and more proficient.
So what you're saying is on 4th and 8, he'll get it this time.
I think with Darnold, on 4th and 8, if he has 5 seconds instead of 1.8, he'll get the ball out.
Was that a little bit of defense for Kirk right there?
1.8 seconds, immediate pressure in the front. Nobody would have got that ball.
JJ's down there, and Sam will do that.
We got a quarterback on this team that made a certain tight end become one of those dark horse breakout players, and that following year he became a breakout player. Nick Mullins was throwing the ball to George Kittle his first 2 years.
He was. Here's the thing about Hawkinson that bothers me. That boy takes some big shots, man.
And that's wild because he's a big boy.
He sits in the middle. He finds that open spot, and somebody just rifles him, man. He come in like a missile and pop him. So every time I see him catch a ball, I cringe. It's like, just get out of the fucking way. Go down. So it bothers me. I don't know. That's my thing on Hawk. I think he looks great, though.
It's like I don't really see him. I don't really see him lowering his shoulder. Like a lot of tight ends, you kind of see them getting low and trying to, fight for extra yards. It's like with Hawkinson, he's meeting you up top. So I'm like, Hawkinson, I don't know if there's anything he could do to make himself, I guess, run smaller.
Spin move. He should do a spin move. take
he's
the
probably
shot.
athletic enough.
Yeah.
Because he's not good at yak at all.
He's never been a yak guy. He's a big possession receiver, a big body. I would like to see him be more of a red zone threat. And I don't know, it just feels like Sam is just looking at JJ when it gets to the red zone. I mean, he kind of just looking at JJ the whole time, but especially in the red zone, he's just looking for him. It's like you almost got to take him off the field and just put Naylor in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard there's
catch touchdowns.
a little chirping going on. I heard about JJ being frustrated with Sam Darnold right now.
Well, because Chase just had the game of his life and JJ had 48 yards. So
a little chirping going on there.
I could imagine there'd be some chirping. He's like, Mullins might have thrown 4 interceptions, but he threw 3 touchdowns with it, and I had 200 yards.
Yeah. Amen.
So, yeah, there might be a little bit of that. Let's just go ahead and kind of end this game because we've all beat it to death. Give me your takes from Rinaldi and your thoughts on the game overall.
Yeah, man. Look, it's a win. They went down into a wet, sweaty, hot, muggy Jacksonville. They got a backup quarterback. They executed the game plan until they couldn't, which was finish it. I'm not that worried about the offense, and the defense looks so much better with Cashman in it that it makes me really excited for the next couple of games. I think we still got a couple of pretty soft offenses that we have to play. And I'm going to save my hot take, but it's going to have to do with the defense. I don't think we have to score a ton of points. Just keep winning games and stacking them, and we're going to be in pretty good shape. I am not down at all. I'm looking forward to Sunday for a lot of reasons. One, I'm going to be there, right. But 2, I think we got a pretty shitty offense. We're going to beat up on defense. So let's see what we can do with what we got. I'm excited for it.
And who are you giving your game ball to?
How do you not give the game ball to Roma, baby? He's sitting on his couch. He freaking walks in and scores all of our points. So, look, at the end of the day, that battery, which I know is not it. They did okay. So yeah, man, Romo gets the game ball, and we'll see how consistent he is moving forward. And I'm looking forward to it, man.
Your coworker's back, Fish.
Mike Reed.
My coworker's back.
So since your coworker's back, why don't you tell him your thoughts on that game, Fish?
Absolutely atrocious. Yeah, we got the win. There's a lot of stuff to fix. No, there's not a lot of stuff to fix. The offense looked great until we got to the red zone. And then it didn't look great. There isn't a lot of stuff to fix. Take care of the fucking ball, Sam. Just take care of the ball. Throw it away if you got to. And I tell you what, we're going to move past this one. Let me tell you another thing, guys. No matter who we're playing, having a 3-game win streak in this league is really, really hard to do. It doesn't really happen that often. So, we're going into the 3rd away game in a row, even though they're supposed to be subpar. It's still the NFL. Yeah. We got a little bit of stuff to fix. We get some stuff fixed, we're going to be humming again. We might look like a juggernaut again this weekend, and I'm hoping because I too will be there.
You're going to be there too?
2.5 hours down the road, baby. I can't miss it.
That's freaking crazy. Who's your game ball going to, Fish?
Aaron Jones. That man did the Lord's work on Sunday. Took a pretty bad hit under his armpit that caused a little bit of a chest injury, took him out for a while, and then still managed to come back and get some more work done and run that game out.
Aaron Jones. Yeah, he's been a workhorse. Just hope he can stay healthy. He's been banged up a couple times, especially this time, and now he's been limited practicing, so I hope you guys get to actually see him on the field this Sunday. My hot take will depend on it. Cody, what are your final thoughts on this game?
Final thoughts on this game. We are a really, really, really good football team, right? I mean, you can see it, that the most important position on the field plays like shit, and we still win the game, right? That's very important to know, right? How far is that going to take us down the line? I don't know, right? But the rest of the team is very, very good. Sam Darnold, the blame is all on you, in my opinion. I think that game, it's all you because we had 402 yards of total offense, run down the field, took time of possession away. You're the one who made those mistakes, all right? No one made those mistakes for you. You're the one who threw the short pass to Jefferson without throwing the ball to a wide open Addison again for the second week in a row. My final takeaway in talking about Darnold is forget about it. What game? There was no game, right? Forget about it. You got another week. Come out, right, and try to ball out. Try to ball at your best the KOC scheme.
Hey, I got a word for that. Compartmentalize.
There it is.
Compartmentalize.
Cauterize.
Who's your game?
Lies.
Who's your game ball going to, Cody?
You already know. It's going to be Brian Flores again. I mean, the dude's just remarkable as a coach. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this defense would be the part of the team that we'd be talking about all year?
I mean, me.
With all the weapons on the field. With all the weapons on the field and a mid-quarterback. Last year, we were talking about Dobbs throwing the ball to the offense, right? Talking about Nick Mullins throwing the ball to the offense. We didn't really talk about the defense much last year, and he was here. Now he just totally flipped the whole game. He brought in the players he wanted. All right, and every single week he's making them play like they're not who they actually are.
The players might have something to do with it because he brought in different players, but he's the same guy.
He's making them play out of their mind.
Get out of here.
We're gonna call this the Google defense. The Google defense.
We're not lying about that.
3-4 for dummies.
Everybody got to Google.
Cashman had 100 tackles last year. Get out of here.
Yeah, you Google it.
I'm not finding your game ball. The game ball is fine and everything. but to not give these guys on the field credit, it just freaking absurd to me and drives me freaking nuts. Let me guess, Cody, you're going to be at the game too, right?
Yes, I will be at the game, flying in at 9:30 in the morning to go see some Frosty the Snowman ice sculptures, little Pantheon, little hotel work, getting drunk on Tootsie's and Broadway, Kid Rock Bar. I don't know. It's going to be a blast, though.
Yeah,
I can't
baby.
do this because it's all.
And a skull chant on Broadway.
What do you mean skull chants on Broadway? Tell me about that, Fish. I want to hear about what you're talking about, brother.
We're going to line it up 8 p.m. out in front of the Boot Barn.
Where?
And
Where at?
We're going to get a flash mob going.
Where at?
Skull chant.
Out in front of the what? Out in front of the what?
The Boot Barn.
The Boot Barn. Skull chant, 8 o'clock.
Make sure you're there.
And go buy some boots.
George about to fly up to Alaska and then fly down to Nashville.
Do it. For me, the takeaway was the defense is our identity, and I'm okay with that. Unlike Fish, where he's tired of saying that the defense had to stand on their head. That's just how we're going to have to win games. And I kind of said that from like week 4. Like, we got to be like the Baltimore Ravens. We got to be like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We just need the quarterback not making the mistakes that he made this week. So we got to expect Sam Darnold to beat Sam Darnold occasionally, and this was that game. And luckily, it was against the Jaguars, and it wasn't against the Lions or something like that. He actually played well against the Lions. That's what we need. But we are a defensive team, and we need that defense to stand on their head every game, and I'm okay with that. I've tried to take it in perspective, watching other games, and there's a lot of good teams that struggle with bad teams. It's just football. It doesn't matter how bad a team is. It's the NFL, and all teams are skilled, and, any given Sunday is the motto, and that thing is real. I would like to see them get back into their winning ways this week. Teams don't often win by 3 scores, like you said, Michael Fish. You never see spreads that are 3-score games, so we shouldn't be going into games expecting it. But I expect it this week. My game ball is going to Blake Cashman.
Blake?
Without him, I don't know that we win that game. We might have actually lost to a 2-7 team without Blake Cashman. He's the linchpin of that defense. He's the Eric Kendricks. He's the Chad Greenway. He's like the player that we all love, and a lot of teams who don't have him might not know who he is. He had a sack, and he had 2 pressures, and that second pressure was the Cam Bynum interception that was he got in there, and he actually hit Mac Jones on that play. I think the receiver ran the wrong route, but he also hit him and made that ball go errant. So my game ball is going to Blake Cashman.
Boom.
Shaq, what's your final thoughts? Fucking Mr. Cash.
Final thoughts is KOC, Sam Darnold. You guys got to work on that red zone offense. There's no reason we're in the red zone that many times and we only come away with 12 points all from the kicker. That is unacceptable. That's really unacceptable in the NFL. You don't win Super Bowl games like that. You don't win playoff games like that unless your defense is just playing like nonstop elite all the time. And we can't account for that all the time.
Bingo.
So, Fish, before we totally get rid of this game, did you have a catch in this one?
It was tough, dude. This was such a blog game because if for any of you who don't know, Fish's catch is a landmark play, one that turns the tide of the game. It changes the whole trajectory of the game. And throughout this game, there really wasn't that. But it's funny that Keith happened to bring up the Cam Bynum interception because that is the catch. It's the fourth quarter. We're up 12-7. They get the ball back. They're driving. Blake Cashman actually gets called for a face mask. It'd be pretty nice if we could get a face mask call for our quarterback. They're now on our side of the field with still about 2 minutes left in the game. And then Blake Cashman, the guy that I've loved since we signed him, pulls a stunt with Grenard. Watch him. Boom. Picks the tackle. The running back pops up to take Grenard. Gives Blake Cashman a nice, easy lane to get to Mac Jones. The pressure causes the errant throw. The wide receiver runs the wrong route. Cam Bynum tracks the ball. Maybe he should return punts for us. And that seals the game, fellas.
Ray gun.
Boom, he got him.
Yeah, he got him. You can't tell me that pressure didn't make him throw sooner than he wanted to.
Oh, hell yeah.
Forget sooner. He threw it deep.
And then we have an Olympic level celebration after the interception. Gold medal Olympics level celebration.
Yeah,
Look at
how
that.
about this? Oh my God.
And there's a video of him doing it move for move.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Catch Fish on Broadway.
Electric Boogaloo.
Are you saying Fish? Are you saying Fish is going to do that dance?
Yes, 100%. Right for Tootsie.
Cardboard. I'll bring the cardboard.
Move for move.
Cardboard. I like the feel of the gravel on my skin.
So a fun fact about this game is teams since 2010 have been 0-147 when they've had at least 3 turnovers and 0 touchdowns. So how Viking is that to break that record? And the last time that it happened was in 2006 when the Packers beat the Vikings by doing the same damn thing.
Wow.
It's super Viking when you link in that last part.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was going to say. It's more Viking for us to lose a game like that than to win a game like that.
Yeah, the Jags fans
funny.
right now are going, well, ain't that just like the Jags to have a record like that?
Yeah, probably, dude.
We know, we feel it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in 20 years they could break it.
I guarantee you those how many games was it? 148?
147.
147. None of those teams had 48 minutes of possession. I guarantee it.
No, probably not. But in 147 more games, we'll break that record again.
No, I agree with that too.
It's going to be right along into that.
All right. Well, with the end of that game, we finished the second quarter of the season. We started the first quarter going 5-0. We finished this quarter 2-2. We had losses to the Rams. We had losses to the Lions. Bounced back. We beat the Colts and we beat the Jaguars. Ronaldo, what's your evaluation of the second quarter?
Bro, the second quarter was kind of you had to expect that coming at some point. So a 2-2 record along those lines. We lost by 2 points to Detroit. We gave them all we had. I felt pretty good coming out of that game. And then you have 4 days rest to go play a team that got 2 guys back. It's like that magical thing. They had struggled all year long without those two wide receivers. They come back. We got 4 days to plan for them. And one of them we didn't even know that it was going to play until that night. Honestly, that Ram game, we could talk about trap games all you want, and I don't know that I'd call it a trap game, but it's a logical loss to me, man. The way that schedule played out, they had to overcome a lot of stuff, and I would have liked to see them win one of those 2 games, but I can't blame that on the players or coaching or any Thursday night games, bro. They're really rough. And you know what? We bounced back. We got 2 in a row, and we'll talk about the third quarter preview in just a minute.
I don't give them the excuse for that turnaround because the Rams had a turnaround too, and I was at that game and they let me down. So they get no excuse for losing to the Rams on Thursday. Not even the face mask didn't get called. They get no damn excuse for that, man.
That's a fan take, though, bro.
That's not a fan take. That's a football watching take. You don't get that because the other team doesn't get it either. Ronaldo, comment on the screen for you.
Can't wait for Ronaldo's assassin.
Assassin.
Bro, I'll pay the camera, man.
It might turn into an assassin.
What the hell are we going into this weekend?
You look out, brother.
Ronaldo's like, hey, fellas, you trying to hit the spot?
So, hindsight, Shaq, what are your thoughts on the second quarter of the
back?
season, the last 4 games?
So, the last 4 is it showed us the good and the bad of the Vikings. The first quarter didn't really show us the bad. It only showed us what we would look like in the playoffs if we played to our full potential. The second quarter showed us how we could be a first week exit. So it kind of humbled all the Vikings fans. The NFL is not sweet. Anything can happen. You got to take it one game at a time. And I'm just looking forward to, that third quarter preview. Maybe, hopefully, I will say our depth will get tested. I had it as a little blurb last live, but our depth will get tested because our starters are starting to get that NFL wear and tear on their body throughout the season, and it's going to be up for our backups to, start taking some of the reps. Some of our veterans are going to be too tired.
What do you grade that? What did you grade the second quarter, Cody?
A grade-wise, I'd give it – we're 2-2. I'd give it a C, only because if you look at it, ever since the Lions game, we haven't been playing up to that elite level of football anymore. Like, the Rams just got smoked by the Dolphins. They're down 20-9 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So that's the Dolphins team coming with Tua Tagovailoa, who's brain soup. Where you're looking at it, and then you go against the Colts game, and the Colts game wasn't pretty at all. Sam Darnold struggled heavily in that game too. Then we watched the Jaguars game, and you can see that there are some hiccups, and it's coming from one player on this team. It's one player. And again, it's the most important player on this field. It's the most important position on the field. And for us to keep winning games, even though he is struggling very bad, that most important position tells a lot about this football team, that it is really good. It's just we're a mid Sam Darnold away from doing something really special, or we're a very bad Sam Darnold away from getting exited in the first round.
Fair.
So how do you feel about Sam Darnold?
Just give me mid Sam Darnold back.
Yeah, right.
So, Fish, in the first quarter of the season, we had a dominant defense. It was a talk of the town. That's all you heard about was the defense. Do you still feel that way in the second quarter?
Yeah. And they're the only one that kept us in any of the games. Like, what did we hold Detroit to? 26 points, was it? What did we lose to them? 26-21 or something like that?
I don't know. It's by 2 points.
31-29.
Yeah. It was close, and that team scoring 40 and 50 on other teams. If you're going to go 12-5, you got to lose 5 games. You can't pick the one you want. You wish you could lose a certain way to certain teams to make it all fit in your model of how you want it to go. But it ain't going to come out like that. So, all right, we're 7-2. But yeah, Sam Darnold's got to play better, because I'm telling you right now, you said it earlier, and I was actually going to say it. If we're going to throw 3 interceptions in a game, at least give me the guy that's going to throw for 360 yards and get 2 or 3 touchdowns to go along with it. I mean, because shit, at least give us that fighting chance against a good team.
Yeah, I think Cody kind of hit it on the head. I think it was pretty much like a C, and it's easy to say because we went 2-2. But I mean, I might even go B- because the Lions game was a good game. We didn't get smoked by the Rams, and we were a face mask call away from getting a chance to go and tie that game. So I'd probably go a B-, and that's just based on our expectations after going 5-0 in that first quarter. If it wasn't for that, if we would have went like 3-2, we probably would have been happy with 2-2 in the second quarter because our expectations wouldn't have been so high. I think we went into there thinking we were going to go 3-1. Like, okay, the Lions, yeah, they might beat us, but then the next 3, we're going to smoke them. And then magically, the Rams got healthy the day before we played them.
Exactly.
So we kind of had to deal with that. Was there any second quarter MVPs for you guys who maybe didn't stand out the first quarter of the season, but during the second quarter, like, oh, okay, that's a difference maker?
Bro, it's such a hard one.
I'll just go with Byron Murphy Jr. because he had some key interceptions and like pivotal moments throughout the last 4 games. I think this is his 3rd game straight when he had an interception. So off the top of my head, I'll give it to Byron Murphy Jr.
That's a pretty good one.
I agree.
I think you could give a little bit of credit to both Addison and Hawkinson. Obviously, Hawkinson wasn't here for the first quarter, but he's came in, immediately made an impact. Addison had to cry a little bit, or supposedly cry, to get the ball, but he made things happen with it. Even against the Jaguars, he had a nice catch, and he was open the whole time. Sam needs to be looking for Addison and not get laser focused on JJ.
I'm going to give a little love to Josh Oliver.
You know what? That's a good call right there. That's a really good call.
You know, I'm going to give a little love to is I will never do this probably ever again, but the Duke's PFF scores are pretty rising up there.
Kev Evans?
It's a guard.
I was going to say Kev Evans.
It's definitely Ed Ingram.
It's Ed Ingram. Like, he's actually been playing decent, and that's a turnaround, and I'm surprised someone had to get in that ass. I don't know, but hey, good for him, man. He's in scoring above the 67th percentile in the PFF, which is related to good, play towards their scores. You got to give it up for Eddie Ingram. I mean, Bradbury slipped on his foot. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give it up for Ingram. Ingram has actually turned something around. Is it going to be sustainable? I don't know, because I still don't believe in Ed Ingram. But for right now, Ed Ingram.
I really like that. That's a really good call, Cody. I'm gonna give the game ball the MVP of the quarter to the running game. And the fact that they actually switched it up. They went out and got Cam Akers and said, hey, you know what? Ty Chandler ain't our guy. He ain't doing it. So let's go find somebody that does. And guess what? They found somebody that knows the offense. They put him in, and he's looked pretty good. I like him as the backup running back or for a couple of series. I think they did a good job with that. So I'm going to go with the running game, and I guess that's the coaching too. Not a bad decision, and I think you have to evolve as the season goes on, and they prove that they can.
Yeah, that's a good one. And now we move on to our third quarter of the season, where we face the Titans on Sunday. Then we got the Bears, the Cardinals, and the Falcons. At first, I thought, okay, this is a little harder than the second quarter, but it's kind of the same, except we're not facing the Lions. So I think, there's a little bit of a drop-off, but it's still pretty tough. I think the Cardinals are a little bit tougher than we might expect, and it's just because of the Cardinals might be writing them off a little bit, but they're playing pretty well, and Kyler Murray's playing that kind of football that we kind of struggle with, so that one could be interesting. On a scale of 1 to 5, Rinaldi, how tough is this upcoming schedule?
Well, a scale of 1 to 5, it's like 3.5, 4, something like that. I think there's some tough games in there, and the Bears are a divisional rival. It doesn't matter how bad they look; they're going to play us as hard as they can. The Cardinals are a pretty good football team. Atlanta's going to win the division, and they got Kirk Cousins coming in. And who's the fourth team?
You're going to be there
this weekend.
Oh, well, there you go, Titans. Okay, so that's a win.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, we better win that game. However, the thing about the third quarter is that we have 3 home games, and as a point of emphasis, what were we 2-6 last year at home, and I think we're 4-1 or 4-2 right now, 4-1. Whatever we are, we have to win our home games. That's how Viking football looks. Losing 2 out of 6 games last year is not how Viking football looks, or 2 out of 8 games, right? Well, winning 2 out of 8 games. We have to be better at home. I think that we are already better at home, and this quarter is the time to take our house and show everybody that we're really good at home. Let's go.
Rinaldi, you had a hot take that we're 2 weeks into that the Vikings were going to win 5 straight games. They've won 2 of those 5s. Now they got to rattle off wins against the Titans, Bears, and Cardinals. How confident are you feeling in that take?
Really confident. I feel really good about it, bro. It's still alive.
It's all setting us up for a you like that game.
The upcoming schedule, I'm going to give it the same strength of schedule as the second quarter schedule is looking at it, right? I mean, you got the Cardinals that could be like the Rams against us, right? They can beat us. Bears are divisional game, so it's, this divisional game. Divisional games are going to be kind of close. And the Falcons are a really good football team. The only nod I would say that second quarter game was a little bit. Second quarter set of games were a little bit better than this third quarter. It's because of the Lions. But with all these third quarter games being 2 of them at home and 2 away, it's going to be a tough stretch, especially when it comes to the Cardinals Falcons for those last 2 weeks of the quarter. So it's not going to make or break this our trying to get to the playoffs. But if, let's say, we fall to the Bears, fall to the Cardinals, then you can – maybe the ice might be cracking. So then you got to look forward to the Packers and the Lions again, right? So you just got to take a game away from the Cardinals or Falcons heading into that quarter 4 stretch.
Nice. Fish, what are your expectations for these next 4 games?
Not going to lie, I'm thinking 2-2 again. And here's the reason why.
Obviously, you have us losing to your boy Kirk. What's the other one?
Well, and it's not even my boy Kirk, right?
Not even
it's the fact that the Atlanta Falcons, from what I've heard and seen without looking into the stats, don't have a really good pass rush. And that doesn't matter. Having 4 seconds to throw the ball doesn't help Sam Darnold. I mean, it really just doesn't make a difference in his level of play if he has 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball. So I don't know. I'm worried about the Atlanta game. And I'm worried about the Cardinals game. But yeah, I think 2-2. I'll be really happy if we go 3-1. Really happy.
Let me ask you this, Shaq. Going into this third quarter of the season, we're 7-2. We got these next 4 games coming up. Do you think we're playing for a wild card spot, or are we still competing for the division?
There's always division until we start playing like we don't want to go to the playoffs. Right now, this team is still believing that the division is ours, and we got to keep believing that one game at a time, we could catch up with Detroit, and we can even take back the NFC North.
Are we a loss out of winning the division, do you think, in this stretch of games right here?
I would say maybe because we still got the Packers and Lions towards the end of our schedule that could determine if we go from winning the division to struggling to get a wild card spot. So we got to kind of put this quarter away, and at worst, we need to be 2-2.
Vikings in the third. It's awesome, let me tell you.
Lions are the best in the NFL, but eventually the Lions are going to have that Lion loss that they shouldn't lose, and we're going to have a chance to beat them in Week 18, Robbie.
You know how it goes? Fan. This is how it goes. The Lions lose, but guess what? The Vikings lose too.
and that's possible too. I don't know. I went on to the PFF playoff predictor, and I don't know. It's looking pretty good for us getting that 1 seed. Just want to tell you, based on what I think is going to happen over the rest of the season. I wasn't a homer at all.
I think we need to sweep this third quarter with the Lions. Even with the Lions losing 1, I think we still need to sweep this third quarter because the schedule does ramp up a little bit.
Hey guys, the Lions' fourth quarter is Bills at Bears at 49ers, us. You think we're not going to have a chance? Come on.
We're going to have a chance.
Yeah. But we probably got to sweep this quarter.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we got to.
And this quarter, it starts with the Tennessee Titans, like we've mentioned a few times, and a few of you guys are going to be there. We're facing the 2-7 mighty Titans. This
We
is our
are the Titans.
second of 3 road games before we go on 3 home games. Before that, I know you were kind of already mentioned it, Fish, but why don't you give a little bit more info on that Skull Channel on Broadway?
All right. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, right out in front of the boot barn on Broadway. We're going to do a skull chant on Broadway. Depending on how many people show up, we'll figure out how we're going to do it because I want to record it. I just want to get Broadway rocking. Let's have a good time and have some drinks and have fun and let Nashville know that the Vikings fans are in town. They don't need to see purple in the stadium. They're going to hear it Saturday night, baby.
Yeah, bro.
Do you want people to message you so y'all can link, or?
I want them to show up at the boot barn by 8 o'clock.
Okay.
The boot barn.
Pretty clear cut.
Fresh haircut, everything.
Get your line right.
I won't be there, but man, I really hope to see that. I know you're working hard to make that happen. You got a group chat going. You're posting it all over. And if anybody's going to that game, you better be at the boot barn before 8 o'clock because
You
you
better
gotta get that skull chant going, and you can't just have these 3 guys doing it by themselves.
I'm going to be sitting there with a TSA at the game talking about, all right, if they're a Vikings fan, don't let them in. They didn't show up to the skull chant last night. Just tell them to go on about their day.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? If it is just the 3 of us, we're fucking doing it anyway.
Loud.
I know you will, but then I'll be worried for your safety at that point.
Cody's going to have a metal rod in his cast so that way he can pull it out and hand it off to us so we can fight him back.
Yeah.
What doesn't
Cody's like,
Cody
I'm
have
waiting
a
for
metal
this. I was waiting for this.
rod?
Cody's going to be standing in the middle of a crowd of 100 people when they kick our ass like, y'all hear that drone overhead? No? You never do.
Call it in, baby.
That's a fishism. I don't have a beer though.
That is.
Call it in.
I start headbutting now. It's crazy.
So that the Titans, they give up like the least amount of yards in the whole NFL. They're very tough on defense as far as the passing game. They're like mid of the pack, a little better than mid in the rushing game, but somehow they still give up like the most points, which I don't really understand. Like they're tough. They're not giving up yards, but they give up a lot of points. I don't know if it's because of turnovers, they're giving short fields, or what it is. And they also don't score. Like they score the 4th least. And I know saying all this, I'm setting us up for a disappointment here, but we should smack these guys. There's nothing on their offense that scares me or worries me. Yeah, Pollard, he's been a nice running back, a nice piece for my fantasy team, but he doesn't worry me. And we have a good rushing defense. Ridley's had a good couple of games, but that's all he's good for the year. So he got those out of the way. They put Will Levis back in. Nothing about this team worries me. Do you guys feel the same?
100%.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, that's a good stat you brought up. They give up the least amount of yards, but they give up the most touchdowns. This tells me one thing. Their offense is dog shit. That offense gives the ball away quite a bit or goes 3 and outs, doesn't have a good special teams, right? So it so happens we have a really good defense and a really good special teams. We might see a replay of us playing the Jags or the Colts again. I hope not. But we'll probably see that once again.
I won't be shocked.
You'll be seeing me pitching myself off.
I'll be
the
mad.
balcony.
I'll be mad. If that happens and we win by 2-3 points, a win is not a win, is what you're going to hear on Aftercare.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah, because you won't be there. It'll be me and Shaq.
Yeah.
Holding it down.
I can't believe they left us to have to do this on our own. They should have left the game early.
We'll hop on with some stogies. Just
You know it.
around like Fernando on a fucking win, baby.
You know it.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on the Titans?
Pretty much you nailed it. I feel like the key thing for the Titans is they probably do turn over the ball a lot. So it's kind of like the reason they give up a lot of points is because teams are probably starting in their red zone or not that far not that far to get to the red zone. And they're not giving up a lot of yards, because if you start in your red zone, that's what, only 20, 30 yards to score points. So it's kind of like, I didn't really deep dive into it, but it's kind of like a lot of the turnovers is causing the defense to not have to defend the long field, but they're not defending the red zone. So that's kind of how you get that disparity of not a lot of yards, but a lot of points. So I will go into. Should I go into the key matchups, or say that for a little later?
Go ahead. Look at Shaq's key matchups on this game.
Shaq's key matchups.
So some key matchups is you brought up Ridley. Hopefully, I say Gilmore or even Byron Murphy Jr. Hopefully, they be able to contain him. Don't let him get going. We don't want to see Ridley going off for 100, 200 yards on us. Like, we don't got no damn pass defense. What worries me also is their D-line. They got some dudes on their D-line. They got Jeffrey Simmons, who we all thought we was trading for before the trade deadline. We was willing to give up a first, second, whatever picks to get him, because he is the interior pass rush defensive tackle. He will cause havoc. He moves the guard and center at will. So we got to keep an eye on that. And Fish, they also got our draft boy, Tavondre Sweat from Texas, the big boy, who could contain rushing lanes. So it might be a little hard to run on them. And I'm wondering, are we going to actually be able to, establish a run game and get a play action going? Because if we can't get the run game going, it's going to be a long day for Sam Darnold on this offense.
That's a good one. You agree with that, Fish?
Yeah, I mean, it's all shaping up to be a really disappointing game, to be honest with you. It's like they got a good defense and they got a suck offense, and they got all the things that we should be able to take advantage of. And I'm just worried that we're not going to be able to. Did you see that message, Keith?
Yep, struggling.
And I mean, it's one of those things where, all right, we just watched the Lions beat them up, 21-14, 51-14, excuse me, and just tore them up. And so that's going to be us, like, all right, the Lions did that to them. So if we want to be able to measure ourselves against the Lions, we need to be able to get close to that. We should trounce them also. And it's all just setting up for disappointment.
I will say the Lions, it took a while for the Lions to get going against the Titans, because it was kind of playing neck and neck. And then the Titans just started sucking, and then the Lions like, well, it's been real.
In the Lions games I've watched, they are slow starters, man.
Yeah, they beat you down with that run game and that offense. You just cannot handle it anymore. It's like a heavyweight boxing match. You know what I'm saying? Like those heavyweights, they'll just rope and dope until you're done, and then okay, here comes the haymakers.
Cody, what's the last Viking game that you went to?
The last Viking game that I went to was against the Detroit Lions 2 years ago. We won by a Greg Joseph field goal. I didn't look at it. I did not look at the field goal, so I'm hoping to do the same thing this year and look at the field goal when JPR kicks it and we win it by like that. So
no, don't want to win it like that. You want to win it because Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns. The defense had 3 interceptions. 2 of them they ran back.
Yes,
and at least one of the running backs scores a touchdown. Like you're hoping for all of that. You're not hoping for a field goal as time expires from 55.
All right, well, I can't watch.
I think that I'm getting to the point to where I'm like, okay, it's time to drink beers, and I'm just pounding them through, and then it's like the fourth quarter, like, oh shit, we're still in this thing.
If we lose this game, Slim Cody's coming back.
Yeah,
we had Slim Cody all off season. If they lose this game, that's coming back. So how excited are you to be going to this game then? It's been a couple years.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for it. I'm stoked that it's in Nashville. I mean, Minneapolis is fun, going downtown on the weekends, then heading the game, watching those doors open and crossing in there. But this will be my second game away. My other away game I went to was against the Cowboys way back in the day. But this is in Nashville, away game. I think a little different atmosphere. And plus Broadway, you cannot beat Broadway downtown Nashville. You just can't beat it. It's like the greatest bar scene in the United States of America. So it's going to be a blast. I get a whole weekend. UFC's going on too. John Jones is fighting the GOAT. So Mike Tyson tomorrow. It's going to be a blast. This whole weekend's going to be awesome. And yes, I do hope we do win by 30. But if I'm 12 beers in, it's not going so well.
see, I'm the opposite. If I'm 12 beers in, it's going great because those beers are expensive. Once we're getting our ass kicked and I'm at a game, I stop buying beer.
Me too, dude.
I'm like, I'm not spending my damn money on this damn team. Forget that. But we're winning. It's like, I got all the money in the world. Put it on the card. Let's go. You want a beer? It goes. The beer is flowing a lot more when we're winning compared to when we're losing. What about you, Ronaldo? You're going to be there. What are you hoping to see?
Oh, dude, I just want to have fun, man. You know what? There's a lot of people some people made me go to this game that I've known for my whole life. And some of my new friends, these two guys, are going to be there, man. I actually meet you guys. I'm really fucking stoked. So look, going to a Vikings game to me is a people. I don't care how good your seats are. I don't care. You got to just go and have fun. And you know what? I'm going with the people that I'm excited to go see, man. This is going to be fucking great. I can't wait.
So if we lose by 21, we're going to have a great time.
Hey, I got news for you. I'm going to say it. I don't want to bring it into existence. I've been to a number of Viking games at my age, and I've never seen them lose.
Oh, why?
Damn.
I thought you were going to say, yes, you'll still be happy if you lose because of all the exterior things going on, but then you said the one thing you shouldn't have said.
I did it. You forced it out of me, man.
No, bro. I didn't ask you to say that.
This is your fault.
No, I didn't ask you to say, hey, Ronaldo, have you ever seen the team lose? What's your record going to games, Ronaldo? Like, I didn't do that.
I'm like 12-0, bro.
Oh, my God. You're making it worse.
It's been real.
It's been real, so we might as well start scoring with the enemy right now, then.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Amanda, you ready?
Another Joe?
All right. I don't think we have another Joe.
It'll be Jane, right? Since they don't do Joe, it'll be Jane though.
What's up, Amanda?
Whatever. I'm good. I don't care.
Thanks for coming.
What's up, Amanda? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hi.
We're doing good. Are you going to the game?
I might end up there. I have line on some tickets. I didn't plan on going, but found out that I also have other people that are going to be there. So I was thinking about going. Parking is what would keep me out of the stadium this weekend with all the construction. So it's
so tell these guys about that. Like, how easy is it going to be for them to get out of that game?
Are you parking? Where are you parking?
What if
Where
I'm
you
walking? If I'm walking, is it all right?
Yeah, you're near Broadway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll be fine if you're walking. You'll be perfectly fine. Yeah.
All right, so you guys aren't parking in the stadium?
Hell no.
Yeah, so more than half the stadium parking's gone for the new stadium at this point. So most people are parking off-site and getting brought in. I think they have like buses and stuff, but we're a little bit easier where I'm at because I'm on the north side of town. So depending on where you're traveling, it just kind of depends on how long it'll take you.
All right. Well, why don't you give us your background as a Titans fan? How'd this happen?
Okay. Well, I actually grew up in Southern California and we moved here when I was like, 10, 12. And about the same time or a couple years after the Titans, they brought the team to Nashville. They played a couple years in Memphis, just kind of fell in love with them. Here we are, quite a bit later, still cheering for them. But it's been a little bit rough last couple of years.
You got hooked by that Air McNair stuff, didn't you?
Hey, I still say a little prayer every July 4th that comes by for the loss of a great man. But yes, the old Air McNairs were the good days. Those were the good days.
So you're a real fan. Every July 4th, you remember him. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was kind of a tragic event. So
yeah.
So you were a fan for the Music City Miracle?
Yeah. I remember that play actually.
Totally a forward lateral, right? It was a forward pass, wasn't it?
Sure. Yeah, it was. That's what they declared it, right? That's what was on the field. It's what it is. So we probably got lucky with that one. We probably did, but we had some Hall of Famers on that team. Yeah, I was. It's like those were good times. Those were
Like the
good
NFL is
times.
paying you guys back for blowing it against the Buffalo Bills.
Well,
They're running-
and it's like we had such a good rivalry with the Ravens back then. Like, I know we'll get to it later, but like as much as I hated to see Derrick Henry go, I actually strangely didn't mind him going to the Ravens because like it is such a historically good team. And they're just kind of known for their pound and grind, like their ground game. So I just was a good fit for him. I remember those years and years playing the Ravens, and it was always those AFC games that it was either us or them for a little bit. So that was
It's
fun.
gotta hurt
That
a
was
little
fun
bit though to
rivalry.
see him because I think the Titans kind of thought he was kind of done or on the downslide side of his career, and now he's here having like an MVP type season. Is that tough, or no? You're just a fan of his and you're happy to see him doing well.
I mean, I'm happy to see him doing well. Did I want him to leave? No. But I also deep down know that like my team is not making the right moves to know what we need to do to be successful. So like I can name like 3 or 4 players right now that have left our team and are doing rather successful somewhere else. So at some point it's not the people leaving fault, right? Like
Right.
I mean
Right.
so
Who is the better running back, Eddie George or Derrick Henry?
oh man.
It's a
You
good
might
question.
throw Chris Johnson in there.
That was not on your list of questions.
You might get a few more of those. Be careful.
Oh no,
Earl
that's
Campbell.
a really hard one. Because Eddie George was he was so much more than just a running back, and like Henry's great, but the other things that Eddie George did for the team, just his aura and being there and the leadership he had, he was a special one. He was.
I think Eddie George is kind of more loved and more embraced than Derrick Henry was. But if you're going to put them up against each other, I don't know. That comes a little tougher. I think as a non-Titans fan, I'd rather have Derrick Henry. But
that stiff arm would be hard. Is hard to stop. It really is, and he's definitely got some weight on Eddie George. So
All right, so I got a question for you, Amanda. Seeing as how one of our crew is currently living in Southern California, advice for how we can get him out of there, seeing as how you escaped it too.
Oh God! Well, first off, where are you? Orange County, or San Diego?
Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach. Okay, very good. I like Long Beach. Okay, I mean you can go. Huntington's not bad. I've got family in Laguna still, and the HC. So, I don't know. I got sick of paying a fat tax on my Dr. Peppers when I only weigh 150 pounds. So I just had some serious issues with a lot of things there. So
glad
of course, when you're a kid, also you don't really have a choice as to where your parents take you. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And my parents are still here, and I'm not leaving my mom. So that her grandbabies are here, and she's not going to go with me. But if something does happen,
Keith, hold on, I got to mute Keith. Hold on,
be out of here. There's nothing else keeping me in California except for my mom being here and her grandbabies being here for her. So
there you go.
So there you go, Fish. You want to make this a family show?
I will say it's a great place to visit. Laguna Beach used to be
That's what
really
Biggie
nice. Used to be really nice.
Amanda, can I throw you one really quick while we're not on football? And I know you know football, so we're going to get back to that. But I've been always wanting to ask a Titan fan, when you see the Oilers uniforms versus the Titans uniforms, how does that make you feel? Because I think those Oilers uniforms are pretty fucking badass.
They are. They're good looking uniforms. They are. And I really do like the throwback uniforms for a lot of the teams. But there is definitely something historic that brings a little bit of Bud Adams back every time they wear those uniforms. So it's kind of cool to see them. I hate to say it, but I really, really like the Patriots really old uniform with
me too. Yeah, all the
guy,
good, right?
The lineman stance.
Yeah.
I don't know
the
why.
old Tampa Bay uniforms.
Yeah.
The old Tampa Bay, creamsicle ones or whatever.
I guess my question was, would you be in favor if they went back to the Houston version of it?
No.
Right. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
I do. I really do. And I mean, the meatball logo is okay, but I really like the sword logo. You don't see it as much. And they could really, when we're into uniforms, like they could really do some cool things, especially with the sword logo. Like if they put it down the leg of the pants, and like there's some little things they could do to kind of spruce them up a little bit. And they did have a red alternate jersey that I've not really seen them wear, but like maybe one time. So I mean, they could do some things, but I do like the two-tone blue with the red and white. Like, I mean, it's a good color scheme.
Yeah, no doubt. Sorry about that. Let's talk football.
No. I mean, if you want to talk about clothes, we can talk about clothes. I was here for football, but I mean, whatever you guys want.
Thank you, Amanda, for Warren Moon. Haven't seen a man spin that thing like Jeff George quite a long time.
My favorite football player of all time.
Mm-hmm. This is the football player.
One of the greats. So you guys should get a nice flyover. I heard Campbell will be sending some choppers over for the anthem, so you guys should enjoy that.
So Amanda, do you see Will Levis as your future QB?
Okay. If you had asked me this a year ago or 2 years ago when we had like Tannehill still, I'd be like, yeah, let him sit on the bench. Let's let him learn how to be an NFL quarterback. But we have an issue with developing our players, and we throw them out to the wolves with no offensive line until they're shell shocked. And I mean, you can't really play football on your ass anyways when you're sacked like 6, 7, 8 times in a game. So, I mean, I feel like he's taking more fault than he deserves. I mean, could he be a starting quarterback? I mean, he is a starting quarterback. Obviously, that's all we have right now. But he would have been a much better starting quarterback had he had a year or two develop, like every good, historically good quarterback in the NFL has. When you look at good players, whoever they are, if you want to look at people from New England to, I mean, Kansas City, wherever you want to go, these kids sit on the bench. Like you're barely legal enough to drink, and you're going to throw them out there against guys who've been in the league 7, 8 years. It's a different game. I mean, yes, he played in the SEC. He did. It's a little bit different in conference, but I mean, he did play at UK in the SEC. But they just need time to develop, and we're not giving our players time to do that. So I truly feel like that's on the organization. And that's a whole other topic whenever we want to go there.
I got a follow-up Levis question for you.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare that we get this kind of opportunity from this perspective. But if a man was wearing his cologne, how would you feel about that?
I don't know. Does it really smell like mayo? Like, does it actually smell like mayo? Like, it's just like, I don't know. If you wear it outside, will it start to turn and smell like rotten eggs?
Very good point.
I'm curious. Because essentially it's like egg whites, right? That's what they use.
Egg whites and oil and yep.
Anyways, it's whatever. He's funny. It's great.
Who ordered the Subway?
Exactly.
So
we got the Jersey Mike's, make it the way Mike's makes it.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, Amanda, you're not out on Levis.
No, but at this point, he's probably already ruined.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, he had potential and he still does, but I mean, are we gonna give him what he needs to get where he needs to go?
Who'd you rather take right now? Will Levis or Cam Ward? You're 2-7. Shot at the number 1 pick in the draft. You going quarterback or you stick with Will Levis?
Well, I mean, I've already said I'm ready to just go ahead and call the season for this year and the next year. Because, there is a Manning that's going to be coming out.
Look
2
at you.
years.
Oh, Manning.
There is going to be a Manning coming out in about 2 years. So,
Those
I mean.
Yankees don't do well in the AFC South, though.
Well, that's. What? I mean, okay. Yeah, no. Nobody ever played for the Colts. We didn't get our ass kicked for years by that man. So, yeah.
2 really huge Will Levis fans on the Facebook page. one that we quite talk to a bunch, and one guy that disappears never pops on the show. And they love Will Levis. Could you tell them that Will Levis is not it right now? Just on the live.
Well, but he isn't the problem.
Oh.
He can't do his job because we have no offensive line. Like, we have no offensive line. How can you play his position when you're on your ass?
So I will say he is right, because the Titans have been trying to build that offensive lineup since they had Ryan Tannehill, and it's kind of like they draft the offensive lineman in the first round, they'll keep him for 2 or 3 years, and then they'll let him go.
5 on AR, 5 linemen on IR right now.
Wow.
I mean, what can
We're gonna
you
have
do?
fun
Christian
time,
Berry's
guys.
out.
Sounds good to me.
I think we are going to have a fun time in that regard.
But when does that actually matter to us?
But, I mean,
It doesn't matter to us,
here's
Shaq. Shut up.
Hey, I'm 12-0.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, didn't the Jags or the Colts have like all
Beat
backups
up.
on their offensive line, and we couldn't get a pass rush?
The Rams, the Lions.
And that's okay.
Turn this thing
Ronaldo
off.
already jinxed y'all anyway, so
Yeah, he did. Jinx himself.
And I will say there's times that our line does stand strong and he does have like forever to throw, and he just throws some stupid stuff, but that's his inexperience. That's not him having time to sit on the bench and watch the difference in the NCAA versus the NFL. I mean, it is a little bit different of a game. There's a reason why Kentucky kept losing with freshmen, and now we have guys that look like they're 30 and they're going to start winning again. Like, you need time to develop, no matter where you are once you move up to the next division. And we didn't give them that. We didn't. That's on us.
Maybe you can answer this question for me, because looking over the Titans, I haven't watched many of their games. I did watch the Lions game, and at first it looked like, oh man, they're really in this game, and then it all went downhill. But my question is, they're one of the best teams as far as not giving up a lot of yards. They're the top as far as giving up passing yards, and they're like the 13th best in giving up rushing yards. But then they give up the most points. How does that happen? They're not giving up yardage, but they're giving up a lot of points.
Have you seen where our turnovers happen?
No. I need some insight here.
Called it.
Usually on, y'all's side of the field, so it doesn't take long for you guys to run into the end zone.
Kind of figured that.
Yep.
We're getting a lot of stupid and a lot of he's throwing a lot of picks. And it's just bad. But I mean, when he does throw the picks, they score. That's the problem. And you look at it, it's like, why in the hell did you do that? And it's been, he's technically almost a rookie. When you look at the amount of games he's played, he's technically a rookie. Yes, he played a few the year before, but he's still not a full season under his belt. So
opportunistic defense. Good strike.
Yes. So y'all will enjoy that. Yeah, y'all.
So having said all this, don't you wish you still had Malik Willis?
You know what you realize that we gave him up. I looked at this because I had to do a little bit of research because there was just some things I hadn't looked at and I kind of forgot about. We gave him up for a 7th round draft pick.
Yep.
7th round. And I respect that you guys absolutely hate the Green Bay Packers, and we won't go there because y'all don't need to hate me any more than we already do. But 7th round, you give up any quarterback for 7th round?
They gave him up.
I'm
Kellen Mond.
I'm very confused. People pay more for a 12-pack of beer than what you guys gave him up. And I don't understand it. I don't. There's so much going on with the organization that Amy Adams Strunk is no but Adams.
I feel like that organization gave up before the season started because they saw the quarterback class coming out this year. Because they got rid of Malik Willis for 7, just give him away. Don't need a book of that. We still got Will Levis. Hey, let's give away DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs of all teams. Yeah, here you go, Chiefs. So, like,
And-
I think you guys gave up because you guys are 2-7, and you guys are looking at that first pick in the draft right now. And I think if there wasn't a team tanking, it's definitely your team tanking right now.
But here's the
Damn.
problem. The worst thing we could do with that pick is get a quarterback. Because what are we going to do? Throw him out to the wolves like we just
Yep.
did to Levis and end up in the same place in 2 years? Right? I mean, tell me. So, like, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, first off, I wasn't really happy with the Ray Carthon pick, but that was just me. I really wasn't happy when she decided to fire Vrabel. I mean, how do you go from coach of the
That was an
year
odd one. That was an odd one.
to fired? Oh,
They already
because
had-
you pissed off the owner. He did something she didn't like. He said something she didn't like. He was honest about a player she loved or whatever it was, but there was no reason
I remember it
that
being
I
something
saw
petty.
to get rid of April.
Then they said they were scared of his presence. Like he was too like. I think
That
they
was-
said
Masculine.
I think that's an excuse they use, but there was something petty behind that.
No, there was something petty, and if I can find out what it is, it would make me just feel better as a fan because I'm still pretty irritated about it. And I was honestly really surprised that he didn't find a coaching job somewhere.
He
I
will.
don't know if he's going to settle on anything but a head coach, but I was really surprised didn't see him as a coordinator or something somewhere because he has such a respect from the players. And he was a good coach. Like, I mean,
It usually
whatever.
takes a
Might be
year
our
or two after
defensive
that firing,
coordinator
but
next year.
it'll happen. He'll be a head coach again because he was a good coach. You guys are playing well under him. Give us your thoughts on the Vikings holistically and this season. Like, how do you feel about the Vikings? Not much.
I mean, you guys are a historically good team, and you guys play in a typically very strong division. I mean, you got typically the Bears, typically the Packers are pretty strong, and then you guys. I mean, the Lions haven't. I mean, I guess they're starting to become good, but that took like 20 years. So, I mean, you guys come from a tough flock. I'll put it that way. You guys come from a tough flock, but it's just, I mean, I'm down here in the South. We don't see a whole lot of like Vikings games. I didn't grow up here. They're a good team. I will say they have really improved over the last couple years. They're fun to watch. I mean, I like football in general. So, but I mean,
Not
I
if
don't
you're a
feel any way
Vikings fan,
against
then
them. Like, I don't hate you guys a whole lot. I mean, maybe.
Do you kind of just not think of us like we don't exist, sort of like they're just sort of floating around the stratosphere?
Well, that's what everybody thinks about the Titans. We're just
Yeah.
forgotten about. Like,
No,
all the
I
time.
think-
like literally. I'm not even kidding. What's his name? Pat McAfee will go over every team in the NFL, and I'm waiting. It's like you never mentioned the Titans.
Right. I think that's why we asked.
Remember the Titans.
There you go.
So
I think people
But-
forget you guys got a football team down there.
Yeah, I do too.
it is.
I
what it is.
honestly do think that.
That's
There's
it.
so
It's
much
fine.
college
I mean,
out here.
it's fine.
It's tough to get people to go for the pros.
Like they know who the Panthers are more than they do the Titans. You know?
It's the uniform.
That's pretty bad, though. It's pretty bad. Do you think it's the uniform? Well, I mean, maybe, but people knew who we were when we had Eddie George and Steve McNair and Frank Wyzacek. Like everybody knew who we were then. Of course, we were also like
The
in
expansion
playoff
team.
games. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. I was like, yeah, it could be worse. We could be like, I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, Jacksonville
It's
maybe
worse.
would be worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. No, don't sell
That's
yourself
about it.
short.
Don't sell- You guys only got the same record. Don't sell yourself short.
No.
I think Jacksonville beat you guys in the playoffs like a year or two ago. No,
Was it last year? Yeah,
No,
I mean
you-
they did, but that was the
Some
first
salt
time they
going
did.
on.
oh no, they beat them to go to the playoffs. It was for the division.
Yeah, we're
and
in
then-
this, yeah, it
Yeah.
happens. It's all good. It happens all the time. Whatever.
Yeah, so I was wondering, like, when you see the Vikings on your schedule, do you think, okay, that's the game we can win, or you're like, oh man, that's gonna be a tough one?
I mean, it's always a tough game. Like you guys always are strong. It just is what it is. I typically hope for cold weather unless I'm going to the game because you guys are an indoor team, right? Is that right?
Yeah, we're indoor.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, please don't tell me I'm wrong. Happens, but so like, I mean, it's gonna be a tough game. We're down right now. I mean, I'll be honest, if I had to put money on the game, I'm gonna put it on y'all. Because I'm a realist. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that, oh, we're gonna go. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I know we're not gonna go to the Super Bowl every year. It is what it is. You have to be a like reality check. No, you guys are strong. It's always a tough game. It's kind of been up and down with you guys for a few years until real recently. But I mean, previously I would be like, oh no, we're gonna beat you and not even like think twice about it. But right now we're not where we need to be as an organization on multiple aspects.
The last time we played you, did you guys beat us?
I can't remember the last time we played.
Oh, I remember the last time.
I do.
Remember the last time we played?
You remember that?
That was a rhetorical question right there.
That was the first time we saw the gritty.
That was the first time we saw the gritty.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys won.
I guess so. Huh?
You guys won.
Well,
on a I think your field goal kicker had 5 field goals and he would kick the game winner.
that's right. Yeah. Okay.
so you
What
weren't
year
being
was
totally
that?
set up there, Amanda.
Yeah,
No,
not
it's
totally
fine.
set up at
It's
all.
all good. I'm used to it.
That game only sticks into our memory because of the first gritty and the way that it happened. That whole play, like it was just Jefferson's first touchdown.
170 yards, I think it was.
Sheesh.
Cody and the IPAs.
Yeah.
You guys don't
Attaboy.
know.
So how do the Titan fans feel about this game now that you guys are 2-7 and you're playing the Vikings? Like, do you have Titan fans friends? Like, how or acquaintances? Sorry, not friends, acquaintances.
A lot of people I know aren't going to the game that have tickets.
Oh, damn.
Told you.
And it's not a bad weather game. Well, I mean, a couple of people I know, they're like, oh, well, we're going out of town, so we're going to pack. And it's just like, it's not a priority. When they're good, it's a priority. We're going to the game, blah, blah, blah. But they're down. There's construction. So I don't feel like people are as excited to go to the games for sure right now because it's just, who wants to go watch your team lose?
Right?
Amanda, Fish is organizing a skull chant at 8:00 at where?
The Boot Barn on
The
Broadway.
Boot Barn. So do you think that we are in any danger putting a skull chant on at the Boot Barn at 8:00 on Saturday
On
night
Broadway.
on Broadway?
I mean, have you gotten permission to do this?
No, we're gonna just do it.
Well,
It's not going to be inside. It's going to be on the street. Who's going to?
I was just like, did you tell the people at Boot Barn you're taking over their radio? Like, what's going on here? I mean,
They're
you'll be
worried that
fine.
Jason Aldean's going to come hopping off his roof bar and kick our butts.
He's going to say, try that
No,
in a
you just
small
have to
town.
watch. No. You need to watch for falling chairs is the bigger problem.
There you go.
So,
Morgan Wallen?
I'll be
Yes,
walking.
Morgan Wallen. Gotta love Morgan Wallen.
I got that one.
Yeah, he's got a bar down there too.
He do?
So.
What's the
But
best?
no,
bar?
I mean, you won't get harassed by fans. You won't.
Yeah.
You won't get harassed. I don't go to Broadway. No,
Yeah, why would
I'm
you?
good.
You're native. You're native there now. I don't blame you.
Leave the
I'm-
Broadway girls alone.
I'm going with 2 guys, and they keep.
Hey, listen, I have better things to do than deal with woo girls on their little beer trolleys or whatever.
Cody,
they
woo
call 'em.
girls.
I'm good.
Woo girls.
Have fun with your woo girls.
Well, more importantly, I'm going with 2 guys that are like frantically looking for an Asian massage house. Do you have any suggestions?
Are you freaking kidding?
You're looking for an Asian massage.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let's be clear.
wow.
The 2 guys are not Cody and I. Just-
Cody's like, hold on. Yes, I am.
Wait a minute.
Cody's like, hold on, you got.
I mean, I know that Deja Vu is a strip club down there if you guys get desperate, but I mean,
Is that endorsed by
Is
the
that
Sean
B I
Watson?
nine.
I can't say I have never been there. I can't tell you anything about it. I have driven by it. It's right off the interstate. You can see it. But that's all I can tell you for real. For real.
Right off interstate. That's where.
When you're in Nashville, what bar do you go to when you want to go out?
Tootsie's.
There's a couple like little low key places off some of the alleys off of Broadway. I don't really want to.
Painter's Alley is great. I've been to Painter's Alley. It's awesome. Painter's Alley is great.
Painter's Alley is good, for sure. There's some good places through there. So like really anywhere you go is nice. It's fun. I tried it. Like I said, I'm more low key. I could care less about a bunch of craziness going on. Like I'm old. I just want to go have a few drinks. All the really good places I like to go, honestly. I hate to say this because it's probably been 2 years now, but got blown up. All the good places.
Oh yeah,
like BB King's, the Old Spaghetti Factory. Oh God, Radicchio's Brazilian Steakhouse is gone.
oh my God.
So now I can't get all you can eat like Brazilian steak. But anyways, but no, there's some good places down there. I would probably get off the main Broadway and hit some other little places. There's some extra other little sections of town I would go to before I went to Broadway. But
as
if that's where you're at.
like
as
you.
out of towners, you could see why that's the allure, though, right?
Yeah, no.
I
Go
am
having
like
fun.
you.
Go have fun. Enjoy it. It's great. I've been there, done that.
I hope you guys
just,
have a miserable time. It's not fun at all, and I hope it's dead.
I'm like you.
I'm kidding.
I
I'm kidding.
will
Where's the
say, let me
food?
tell you though,
No cover charge for
if you
veterans.
want a good time, if you're coming to Nashville for a good time, I have to say the Preds game is the way to go. The Preds games are so much fun, and you still get the Broadway feel, and they're typically at night, so you have a little bit more of a party vibe. So I do really enjoy the hockey.
That's a
And
good call.
the Preds is a good sports team, unlike the Titans.
Damn, Cody. She
I
gets
told
it.
you
She
he might
knows.
attack. I told you he might.
All right, so Amanda, if there's
Now,
one
so
thing-
remind me,
Oh, go ahead.
why
Go
are
ahead,
you
go ahead.
guys ranked so high in your division? Because you guys are good, or just the Packers and the Bears are bad?
Well,
Pretty
the,
good
the
division.
Packers are 6-3.
Yeah.
So it's more so that we're like overachieving, I'll say.
Definitely an
I
overachiever,
mean,
but
Yep.
We're
can't-
underachieving.
you can't take-
so.
you can't take that away from us.
Or we've beaten everybody in the AFC South.
Yes.
So far, Fish. God, you guys
Let's
suck.
see. The Titans are awful right now. The Jags are horrible. Well, Houston.
Houston, we have a problem.
And then, Indy's down. Like, our division's horrible right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you have great.
It makes sense.
All
George,
around
George,
that.
I'd agree. Kai has the best food because I haven't had food anywhere else.
You haven't had Tell him you need to tell him about the Nashville hot chicken.
Nashville hot chicken. Go get you some.
Yo, 100%. It's the best.
Go
I
get
don't like
you
spicy
some.
food, so enjoy, Cody.
Boo.
See, and
Boo
here's
this
the thing,
man.
man.
Oh God, you're in Long Beach. Do me a favor.
Uh-oh.
Can you go to Wahoo's and order a fish tacos?
Oh yeah,
And
I have
just-
Wahoo's fish tacos. Yeah,
Just for me, because it's been so many years. Anyways, but food in Nashville, yeah, you gotta go to you gotta get some JP's hot chicken. What's the other place?
Oh, Nashville hot chicken went national. That means it's burnt. It's washed.
Hattie B's.
Hattie B's.
Yeah, Hattie B's is pretty good. It's good. Yeah.
Hey, Amanda.
Yes.
I'm actually wishing that we had enough time where I could bring them up to Da Vinci's.
Oh man, yeah. There's I know of a good Italian place in Nashville, but it's a little pricey. But yeah, it's not Pavel's food. But yeah, if you're ever around and you have an hour to drive outside of Nashville, I know a little place that's real good.
And we're going to the House of Cards also.
Do
The
they
where?
give massages?
Cards.
Oh, that'll House of Cards. Okay, no, not massages. House of Cards.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, right? I organize like the touristy stuff that Cody and I are going to do during the day on Saturday, and then I'm being dragged kicking and screaming to getting my liver transplanted by Cody.
Well, It's funny because I mean that you guys say this because I actually have a massage appointment tomorrow after work. So you guys say this, and I'm just laughing because I'm just like, oh,
Where at?
Get my neck fixed. But yeah. Anyways,
Get your money's worth. Make sure you get your money's worth.
No.
I got FOMO.
Okay, so completely off subject, but this is y'all's fault. So like I needed like I would hurt my back or whatever because I work out a lot and like I couldn't get into my normal person. So I go to this place locally here in Hopkinsville. Lord have mercy. And I like go in there and they only took cash. And I was like, what?
Really?
My debit card. She goes, we only take cash. And I was just like, that's really strange. So I kind of left and I went to the ATM and I came back and I sat there in the parking lot for a minute and just kind of like watched what was going on. I did not walk in there. And I messaged a sheriff friend of mine and was like, dude, I really think you guys need to look into this massage.
Wait a minute. Why are you getting the sheriff involved in this? What are you doing? You're
I
ruining
work
fun
in a
for everyone.
school. That is like, do you know how much
Look at
sex
you,
trafficking happens with underage women in massage parlors?
Let
Like,
me investigate for
Wait,
you.
where are we going right now?
I don't
She needs a
know.
private eye. And
This is a family show.
Amanda, you're awesome, girl.
This is the greatest
Okay, here
school in
I'm
which the
trying to
enemy's
Yeah, let's
ever
go.
had.
Let's go.
Here I
Let's
am
go.
trying to be a law-abiding citizen.
Let's
Keep
go.
everybody safe.
Fish, Rinaldi, Cody, you know what you guys have to do. You gotta go investigate.
I'm very well familiar with Hopkinsville, Kentucky, fellas. We're good.
Hello.
Okay, so what's the next question on y'all's list?
Nothing
I-
fishy going over here.
All right, let's bring it back to football. Amanda says, and I agree. Amanda,
Yes.
if there's one thing that you think could help your team win this game, what would it be? Don't say injuries.
The sky would open up, the angels would come down. I mean, short of like just some miraculous plays, maybe some turnovers, something like that. So, and I don't want to wish anything but on anybody, but if there was an unfortunate injury
Don't say
to
injury.
somebody important,
That's already happened.
I don't know I really don't know. And because sometimes I watch Levis and you see him and I'm like, wow, that was one hell of a throw. Like he put that in a box this size. And I mean, he can make some good plays. Sometimes I think like maybe his
Shut up,
brain will
Cody.
just click and he'll quit doing stupid shit and we'll start being okay. But it would some defensive plays. Our defense has not been what our defense should be. I know offensive line a lot, but like you guys said, they're holding people back as far as yards, but people are scoring. So it would take a lot for us to win. Nothing short of a miracle from God, probably, but I have a lot of faith.
I don't like this.
And the Titans were Greek gods, technically. So we will see. It will be a game. At
there's
least
a
in
guy-
the first quarter.
There's a guy going to the game that's 12-0. Never saw him lost.
Oh my god.
Why would you do that? Like, why are you tempting fate, Rinaldi?
Rinaldi, we're combined 21-0 though.
He's gonna be so
23-0,
mad at
fellas.
you guys. He's so mad at you guys.
Let me tell you something, Amanda.
No.
Yeah, hey, I'm not the one
With the
spending $1,000 to go watch this L.
If the Vikings lose this game, we better hope John Bon Jovi's around to talk us off the bridge because we're
If we lose this game,
I
you
don't
guys
know,
better
he was-
jump off that fucking bridge.
Wasn't he at like a fundraiser for Kamala or something? Hopefully he didn't jump off the bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know he was shooting a video and then they saw her and he talked her
Yeah,
down.
he did. He saved a chick's life for real
Mhm.
on the pedestrian bridge. I saw it. It was pretty cool. He did. It was really awesome.
He should have let her live life on a prayer.
Wow. Family show, huh?
Nah,
You know what it is?
Nah, these guys
She's
got me
probably
fucked
in a
up
marriage where her husband likes to lay his hands on her And she was
Wow.
What?
Oh
I
boy.
missed something.
Yeah, so did I, and I didn't like it.
Well, it's 11:30. It's been a great night, guys.
So to help you out more, man, I know if the Titans get pressure, that's gonna definitely make us look bad. If we can't stop y'all defensive line and y'all linebackers, then it's gonna be a long game.
What's that gonna? Our defense didn't look. We didn't have as many injuries on our defense, thank God, because I pulled up the depth chart earlier. So hopefully, because we have had our hands on some picks that they've just dropped, just completely just dropped.
Tell me.
Penalties are killing us. That would be how we could actually be a lot more successful if we could just quit like stupid penalties. We tend to shoot ourselves in the foot there. But we'll see. I mean, you guys are it'll be an interesting matchup because I feel like the way your defense looks against our offense, yeah, it'll be a game. I don't feel like the ending, but it'll be a game for sure.
Penalties is a coaching stat, in my opinion. And when you guys got rid of Mike Vrabel, your penalties shot up through the roof because it's an undisciplined team.
But don't worry, the rest don't throw penalties on the Vikings.
That's a good point.
Just go for Darnold's head.
Just go for Donald's head. The rest won't see it.
Don't make Donald throw the football. Just tell him, hey man.
The last couple of weeks, Darnold's practically had his face ripped off, and they don't call it.
Yeah. Just send 2 rushers, and you guys will have 4 picks on Sam Darnold.
You guys are freaking wild. All right, Amanda, thank you. And before we get you out of here, I need your official prediction for the game.
Yeah.
Who's going to win, and what's the score going to be?
Wow. I think it'll probably be not super high scoring. So we're gonna see something in the teens, low 20s. Wow. Okay. And I thought about this. I did, and I've gone back and forth, keep going back and forth. We'll say 17-20. And I'm gonna give us the win at home.
Yeah, girl.
Oh, after all that talk,
Oh.
she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. The whole time she said the Vikings are going to win. I think they're going to win. But now when it comes time to make the prediction, the pride comes out.
So I am,
and plus
I am
the
a
jinx,
realist.
the jinx that these guys have served and fed you and praised you with.
Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo.
And
Did
Cody.
you see how mad his face was, Amanda?
Yeah.
He was like serious. He's like seriously.
I
pissed
believe
off.
in that shit. I'm a Viking fan. Their jinxes are real.
Good prediction, Amanda. Let's go. Give us a let's go.
Tighten up. Tighten up.
Thank you.
You were a good
I'll
sport,
take
girl.
it.
Thank you for coming on. Really great
Thank you
stuff.
for joining
No
us.
problem.
Thank you
Y'all
so
have
much.
fun at the game.
We will. Titans will.
Bye.
Let's go.
Oh, Cody, you're a savage, but she didn't do it. She didn't fall for it. I thought she was gonna do it. She didn't do
I
it.
bet she was too. She definitely beat out the other dudes that were on here.
Hell yeah.
How many have you got? 1 or 2? You've got a couple, right?
Well, I'm undefeated besides the one that we didn't get because we kicked it off. We ended it real fast. So this is technically the first L I took on the Let's Go.
I'm gonna fight you on that. I think you've only gotten 1.
I don't think
Niners
Marcus
Joe
said it.
didn't give it up. You asked.
Marcus
him.
lying, boy.
No, Joe gave it up right when he left. We got him to get it. Let's go.
No,
Right when he
he
left.
didn't.
It was on Sunday he did it.
Oh,
Sunday.
did.
Hey, a win's a win, boys. A win's a win.
It may have to happen in overtime, but it's a win, right?
It's a win.
All right. Well, Shaq, you gave us our matchups. Cody and Ronaldo, why don't you give us the keys of the game?
All right, first key of the game is it's Sam Darnold, right? You're playing with Sam Darnold as your quarterback. You're going to live and die by that sword. You're going to live and die by that sword, all right? So how are we going to manage this? How are we going to manage this as a team? Let Sam Darnold going forward, right? And I have no idea. I'm thinking, hey, short passes, game manage, let the defense take it over, and the less mistakes as possible. You're not throwing a fucking 4-yard interception. That's not going to happen in this league. Right? It's when he tries to go over the boat, when he tries to sling it downfield all the time. Right? You have a team, a great defense. Treat Sam Darnold as if you had Trent Dilfer, Jim McMahon on your football team, right? Or Mitch Trubisky back in the day. Like, treat them like he's that kind of quarterback, a game managing quarterback, and just let it ride through. Sam Darnold, first key of the game, make it simple.
Keep it simple, man. Sam.
I love it. And the truth is that there's going to be some hurt. I don't think anybody's brought it up. I think there's 2 hurt cornerbacks. So Sam has some opportunity. I think that he can chuck it, take the open stuff, do what you got to do. I totally agree with that. It's really up to Sam. Let's play possession, hold the ball, score in the red zone. It's all up to him, bro.
Because he knows he's got a defense behind him. Like,
yeah. Next is this was a steal off of Shaq's key to the game. So I'm, I had written it as look out for Simmons. This guy in our interior pass rush is going to wreak havoc. We have to find a way to slow it down because you're not stopping this guy, right? So I think it's super important to just hold that pocket long enough to make the plays that we scheme. And we have to scheme around it because I don't think we can stop it, to be honest with you. So to me, it's also about coaching, right? You have to scheme around it some. So I think that interior pass rush of the Titans is pretty solid, and we're going to struggle against it. So we have to score some points, and that's how we're going to have to do it.
Yeah, I'm totally with that. Stop interior pass rush. Let's bring back the screen that we were so good in the first 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah, where'd that go?
It just disappeared. And it helped Sam Darnold out so much because he was able to manage the game a lot better. And it's crazy that we went over and KLC be like, oh, Sam needs to make better decisions. Yeah, but you also need to make better coaching plays. Call more screen passes on the goddamn thing, right? It's what made us what we were the first 3 weeks of the year when we were just dominating out there. Now you completely flip the script. You're throwing the ball 30 times, 40 times a game now, when all we said at the beginning of the year for Sam Darnold to be successful was to throw it 25 times tops. That's all you needed to do.
Right.
Daniel, I agree. Don't force the ball, Jefferson, but at the same time, we're like, feed your superstar. It's a damn fine line.
He's going to be wide open this game. He's going to have a game.
Yes.
I was like, KLC just began that it. She'd be like, I gotta throw it. I gotta throw it.
Gotta throw it.
Even when they the ball placement was bad. Like Justin Jefferson's touchdown, not an interception in that corner. Throw it on the line instead of towards where the cornerback is diving at it. Justin Jefferson has a touchdown right there. Like, it's just the ball placement is terrible. And we watched it when he threw the ball to Addison. The ball placement was so high. Addison had to do like a total 180 comeback to catch the ball and drop his feet down. Like, the ball placement.
It's like Dobbs is our QB right now.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I thought it was the hand that did that. When he hurt his hand, I thought that had a lot to do with it, and it may have. But the reality was he was bad before that.
That's why I'm not giving him that excuse.
I'm not going to give it up. I'm not giving it
up. You are giving it up.
I know. I said both. I can have
the hand off of a bad interception. So yeah, it wasn't the hand. He injured the hand off of a bad interception where he dived to try to stop the guy. The guy got by him and he pounded the turf, and all of a sudden his hand was hurting. So
we got Sam Darnold and we got stop interior pass rush. What's the next key of the game?
That's you, Cody.
Don't beat yourselves. I mean, thank God the defense didn't go into a shell shock mode to where we just watched our quarterback throw 3 interceptions and now we think our offense can't score at all. They didn't score at all, but we got points, right? Those little field goals here and there, and they just kept to the game. I'm hoping that we don't come into that shell shock moment to where, well, God, Sam Darnold's 9 interceptions the past 2 games. He's thrown 3 more. He's got 12 over 3. That's a lot of picks for a quarterback. I don't think we can win anymore. I now want that defense to fall in that mindset. So B-Flow needs to keep that defense in the mindset, hey, you aren't beating yourselves. You guys are coming out here to win this game, right? Don't beat yourselves. Don't get that lack of motivation. Come out here every single play, every single down that you come in, and make it 110%. All the effort.
I agree. Just don't try to do anything special. Just play.
Just play football.
We don't need to do anything special. We're a much better team all around the board.
It's that flow state. And I'm not talking B flow, like just being in a flow state like that. And that they kind of are. I still say, to your point though, Cody, Cashman is the key to that. We have to keep that dude on the field and upright and healthy, because that dude makes a difference. They have swagger. Like, I don't even think about the defense when they're playing the way they did last week or in the first 4 or 5 games, man. So when he's in, he makes a difference, and that D does exactly what you just said. They just play football. Awesome. All right, so my next one is spread the ball around, right? We have so many weapons on this offense. You don't have to freaking force anything. You can live to play another down. You can throw the ball away. You can punt. It's not the end of the world if you do that, because our offense has weapons everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And I'd like to see us in a situation where we have to spread it around. We're not doing it. We're not doing it enough. There's too many weapons. We got to get better at that. And I think that that's what they were trying to scheme, but it just didn't really execute quite that way. So spread the ball around. Let's use this as almost a scrimmage game. I hate saying it that way, but let's be the offense that we're going to be at the end of the season. Forget the beginning of the season. Forget the now, the end of the season. Let's make it happen now. Spread it around. We got too many weapons.
And that's awesome. That's awesome to say, because like when we had Kirk Cousins, it wasn't cool to check the ball down. It was not cool, right? It was the least cool. But with our defense being way better than it has been with Kirk Cousins on the field, it's kind of cool to check the ball down once in a while now. You know, like, yeah, just live to play another down. You know, like second down. Hey, chuck that ball down 4 yards. Hey, now you're 3rd and 6 or 2nd and 6. Chuck that ball down another 3 yards. Now you're 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 6. You know, so I'm okay with that. It's kind of cool to be a check down quarterback right now, because your defense is really, really, really legit. It's going to save you. Right? And it's cool to be a check down quarterback. You don't have to throw that thing far and wide. Look at the Eagles, what they did tonight. They owned the game by running the ball, and then they threw over the top. It seems like for us, it's no, I'm going to run the ball as much. I'm just going to throw over the top. You know, then if I'm going to run the ball, I'm going to quit running the ball, and I'm not going to throw that little check down, get that first down, keep the chains moving. Yeah, spread the ball around. It's okay to throw a 4-yard pass to your wide receiver 3 or your wide receiver 2 running a slant once in a while. Darnold, throw that ball.
Yeah, I'm even going farther than that, and I'm like, throw it away. Don't force a pass on 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line when you're in the red zone. Don't force the pass. There's no reason to. You got 2 downs. You go for it twice, right? I mean, kick the field goal. Who cares? We've got so many weapons on this offense. Just keep playing offense. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to force it.
What was crazy about that too is we'd be in between the 50 and the 40 on their side of the field, and we throw an interception. That's 4 down territory if where that's at, right? Because a punt, it's 4 down territory. It still makes sense to go for it, and it's the problem, man. It's the problem. Spread the ball around, just like you said.
Yeah, man. That's it. That's a tease to the game. Look at us.
I would add to that. Do a QB design run. Like, how about 1-2 QB design runs a game?
He's good enough. He is athletic enough to be a runner in design for sure.
But when you do that shot,
2-3.
You're increasing your chance of Nick Mullins coming in.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. I've been watching the same games you guys are, but this question is on my head. What kind of QB is Sam Darnold? Is he a pocket passer? Is he a play action? Is he mobile? What is he?
I think he is Jameis Winston, but just better. Just a better version of Jameis Winston.
I think he thinks Favre, but he's Trent Dilfer.
Yeah,
so does Jameis Winston.
I was gonna say, so here's the tiers. You got Brett Favre, and then you got Sam Darnold, and then you got Will Levis. They're all guns, but Brett Favre kind of knew what his arm could get him into. Yeah, he's gonna throw the interceptions, but he knows, more times than not, he's gonna fit it in there and get the completion. Sam Darnold's still learning the limits of his arm strength.
So where does that put Nick Mullins in that chart?
Nick Mullins don't got the arm strength.
That's the problem. That's exactly right.
He got the confidence, but it's like, well,
that's because he's being dragged down by his gigantic cojones.
I'm just saying, when's the last time Sam Darnold threw 400 yards slinging it?
I don't want him throwing 400 yards.
I do.
He wants to throw it more than 25 times a game. Let's just keep it at that. That's the thing.
I never want.
I want him throwing 400 yards on 25 passes.
I would love that, but I don't like us throwing so many times a game. I never liked it when we did it with Kirk because we had no reason to.
I want 245, 25 pass attempts, 245 yards.
I'd love that.
That'd be awesome.
Nah, I'm sick of the 200s. I want a 300-plus yard game out of the man, or he's out on my mind.
I don't, because I said he's not going to throw more yards than Case Keenum this season. So, no, I don't want one. I'm not going to ask for one again. I tried to give him one this week, and he fucking shit the bed. I tried to give him a 300-yard game. I thought it was a lock.
Let's go with the final key. It's the biggest key that has won us majority of our games this year. All right. When in doubt, go with the flow. All right. When in doubt, go with the flow. Trust your defense is going to win you. And this goes for Sam Darnold too. Trust your defense that your defense is going to win you the game.
Commercial.
Don't think about, hey, I got to throw this ball 70 yards downfield and connect with JJ every single time. Because I know what I got on my back end. Right, I know what I have in back end. I have a defense that's going to stop this other offense. Right, I should be thinking about, okay, I'm taking the time possession away, and I need to score on every single drive, whether it be 3 points a game, whether it be 2 touchdowns with the rest field goals. Think about that. You have the defense on this team, right? And if you're KOC, just know, hey, your quarterback is struggling, man. Don't keep throwing him out there, throwing that fucking ball deep, all right? Because your defense will eventually bend. And it will bend a lot, and it could break. Just know that you going with this flow, you're going B-Flow's defense. It's a bend but don't break defense. And it's always going to be good for you the first 3 quarters, first 2 quarters. Don't make it happen to push in that 4th quarter to where shit gets really serious and you're playing a really good offense.
I like it.
I like that. And I'd piggyback on that to the way the offense tried to scheme a little bit this week with that time of possession. There's the keys of the game, baby. With that time of possession, that helped our defense. Mm-hmm. Think about how little they were on the field in a 60-minute game. They were only on the field for 22 minutes. That's a different story. And I think if you can keep our defense fresh, we're going to be really dangerous, really dangerous. And I think that goes hand in hand with, when in doubt, go with flow, baby. You know, you keep Flow's defense fresh, they're going to be flowing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flow.
I'm not liking all this flow talk.
Are we going to be walking down the beach talking about, I don't feel fresh today?
Right. Exactly. Somebody gets it. All right, Cody. Why don't you give us some props for this one?
So props. First prop I got, and this is what I'm going to be betting during when I'm in Nashville. I got my first prop is Sam Darnold passing yards over under 225. And I said 245 is the number that I like to see Sam Darnold at. I mean, if he goes over 245, I think he's throwing it way too much. I think with 225 and just a little bit over than that, I think you have a game managing quarterback. And I'm going with the over. It's not going to be by much. It's going to be sweaty. But I think it still needs to be over 225 against the team that doesn't have 2 fucking starting cornerbacks on the field anymore. And a lot of the ball is going to be out there. Just want it under 25 pass attempts. So my first prop is going to be Sam Darnold passing yards, 225 yards. What do you guys think?
I think I'm taking the under on this one.
Me too, because I think Bradbury's going to get forklifted all game
I'd go over.
by the guy we should have traded for. Right, Shaq?
You know it. Shit,
Takes-
by the guy we should have traded for, and by the guy we should have drafted.
Takes two to tango in a trade. Drafting, maybe, but the trade maybe just wasn't available.
If
Yeah,
Sam's hand is okay, he hits 2 big plays, 2 huge plays.
And that helps him get to the 190.
So I'll say this: they are missing. I don't know if they're gonna be playing, but they are missing their top 2 corners.
Yep.
Sounds to me like they're going to shut us down.
I think L'Jarius Sneed has a hurt vagina. He's like, I've been playing for the Chiefs, and now I'm playing here.
It's a quad.
Read me here.
Quad vagina, same thing.
All right, the second top I got is Justin Jefferson receiving yards over under 90. Again, we just mentioned L'Jarius Sneed is out of the game. I'm going with the over 90 yards. I think this is going to be a big game for Justin Jefferson. And my next prop will come along too. I don't think Addison doesn't have a big game. And I don't think Addison doesn't have a big game
That's
whole
a problem for me, though. That's a problem for me. Addison should be having big games because Addison's open, and Sam Darnold's constantly missing him and not seeing him. And when he does throw to him, he's making Addison do the Jordan logo, jumping up in the air, trying to catch one that's sailing way over his freaking head.
No, the thing is, the thing that's going to be tough with Addison this year is Hawkinson's back now. So now you're taking away
I should
targets.
open it up. He was already open before. He should be more
Taking
open.
away targets from You're taking away Addison now. We just watched it last game, right? How many targets did Hawkinson have? A quarterback's best friend is a tight end. It ain't wide receiver 2. You know, and like you just took away a bunch of targets. I don't think Addison has a big game at all for the rest of the year.
I mean,
that's
out. God, no, I don't like that because he'll force his way out of here and he'll be right for it.
Mm-hmm. And it's scary, but I just think that's what happens because your quarterback's best friend is on the field. I'm going with the over on Jefferson with 100 or with the 90. I think he has a similar big game as his first game as a starter from the first time he started in 2020.
I'm going to go over 2, even though I went under on the Sam Darnold 225, because I think Justin Jefferson can have 130 yards receiving and Sam Darnold could have 135 passing. So I'm taking the over on the 90.
Yeah, man.
Over.
Yep.
All
right.
Fish, you had to. You had to. Come on, tell us why.
Because we all said over.
Hot take.
Oh, fuck. All right.
All right.
The next prop is TJ Hawkinson over under 60 yards. All right, this is what I was saying about Jordan Addison. Since Hawkinson has came back, he's received more targets than Addison has had basically all year per game. Like, how many targets did Hawkinson have last game? 9? And
Something like
you're
that.
And
That's
you're
probably
looking
Addison's last 4 games.
Yeah, and it's pretty rough for if you're an Addison fan, man. And it shouldn't be that way. You should be hitting Addison out in those dink and dunks, right? Or
You haven't even seen us get negative yet.
Yeah,
We haven't even started.
oh yeah, not yet. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hit the over on this one too. I think it's gonna be another Hawkinson, and then without the 2 cornerbacks, I think it's gonna be a Justin Jefferson game. So I'm going the over at 60.
Fish, I need to know what you think before I think.
Bigger game for Hawkinson. I'm going with the over. Out of necessity.
See, I got to do math here because Just Jefferson gets over 90, but Sam gets under 225, carry the 1, and Hawkinson goes over 60. Hawkinson goes over 60, and Addison gets like 28 in a touchdown.
There you go. Your math is sort of mathing, I guess.
It's getting there.
It's staying under 225, and it's a good day. What about you, Shaq? You quiet over there. Over under 60 for Hawk.
I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna give Hawk like 50 yards, 4 catches.
Daniel, buddy, on Facebook, me and you don't get along too often. But yes, make Will Levis beat us because they can run the ball. They can't pass the damn ball. Make them do that. Sorry to interject.
So there's 3 props. How many are there?
So I got one last prop. All right. This is going to be a tough one to call, right? Minnesota Vikings team total points over under 21.5.
Gosh. I know we all over 2, but damn.
This is my toughest one because how many points we score against the Colts?
21.
How many points score against the Jags?
12.
Well,
Ooh, this is a tough one. So, do you believe in this team enough to where we can win a playoff game? If so, you're going the over. If you don't, just say floating around that 21, 18 points again.
I believed we were a playoff team against the Jaguars and we scored 12.
I'm gonna say under.
I'm going over
I'm going over.
because we still
I'm
have our defense.
going over, but by 0.5 point.
I'm going to go over because this is going to be the best Vikings win points-wise we've seen all year long. There's going to be 3 of us at the game. I'm going over by.
I keep saying that shit.
I'm going over by 13 points.
That's not better than the Texans, though. You got to go bigger than that.
You gotta go at least 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Texans
Cody,
game.
highest score of the season in any football game.
No, I said this is going to be the best win we've seen. The
Okay.
Texans game, the Texans 13 over the over-under is a lot of points. The Texans game, we surpassed our over-under by 7.5. I think it was
Yeah.
7.5. So I'm going 13. I'm going to go take this one by 13.
Cody stays mild till it's time to get hot.
So if you hit all 3, what are the odds? Do you know?
All 4.
If you hit all 4 of these odds, it's at plus 3,100.
Damn.
Bro, how much you putting on it?
Maybe you can
How
buy me a
much you put
plane
on
ticket
that?
to the after party.
I'm going to $100 on this fucker. I'm going to be watching
I
this
say
shit.
$100. $31K.
I'm going to watch it. Yeah.
That's a new car right there, right? 31,000.
Yeah. That's new. That's
Well,
that's
new
gonna,
to you.
it's gonna move me.
Yeah, the move me.
When's the move?
The move. I'm going to Missouri on February 10th.
So you're gonna miss the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're not making it. So.
What?
Wow.
Oh, this is a slim Cody.
You weren't supposed to do your hot take yet.
No, that wasn't my hot take. Is that hot? Was it hot?
That's hot. That's flaming hot.
You know what? Now
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want us to make it because I want to see Cody squirm.
I watched I think I watched it was the Broncos Panthers game. I think I watched on a PCS move from the Army. I think I watched that game in a hotel as I was moving.
I was
halfway.
just guessing. I was just guessing it was a Super Bowl because you said that and it sounded right, but the Super Bowl's on February 9th.
Yeah, I definitely. I'll be in my new place by then. I think I'll be able to have my TV up.
You'll be watching on the phone, like trying to get the signal and shit.
Everything's still in
Oh.
boxes, but the TV's set up.
Oh.
Nah, if the Vikings are in the Super Bowl, he'll be at a bar.
No, I will not be. Yeah, I know. I will probably. So what I said, if the Vikings go
won't even be hooked up yet.
to the Super Bowl, if there's my one rule, if the Vikings make the Super Bowl, I'm taking me and my family to the Super Bowl, and we're going to watch that game.
Cousin Cody.
That's not a 50 grand bill, baby. That's
I
gonna
don't give a shit. I will put a loan out. I'm going to watch this team in the Super Bowl.
We've gone through this many times, and I'd rather not go if the Vikings are playing. I'd rather be at home and
I need to be home.
I need to be home. And
If they lose, I'll be on the news. I'll be on the news.
I'll pay for my dad to come and watch it with me. That'll be the extent of it. All right, and maybe my brother. Gotta get him here from Texas, but that's it. I gotta have
I
us
might
together.
have to go because I'm less likely to break shit around there than I am if I'm home. It could get expensive around here.
Great shit.
If we're
Bitch, you
if we
might
get
break
blown-
a jaw.
If we get blown out in the Super Bowl, I can see myself trashing everything. Just
That's what I'm saying.
Tasmanian
I'm
devil style.
It's gonna be more expensive to trash it at the Super Bowl than what your house. Everything in your house is replaceable except for that helmet behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're at the Super Bowl. You're breaking stuff. You're breaking property. You're going to jail. You
I
broke
am
2 jaws.
less likely to break stuff there because I'm gonna be like, that's not mine. That's not mine.
No,
What
not
you telling
see,
me?
you're not going to be that rational. You're being rational, Fish, right now. You won't be that rational. Well, where the fuck did Cody go when I want to do the predictions?
He's getting himself ready for the predictions, man. That's the idea.
You're doing a stretch.
Yeah, he's stretching right now.
He got to massage the brains.
Massage that shit.
He's like, okay, what did I say about all those bets to where if I make this prediction, it won't counter that? We weren't talking shit about you, dude.
Yeah. I know. You can't. I already said we're winning by 13. So my bets are straight in line with what my prediction will be.
All right. Well, if in that case, let's go ahead and do the predictions for the Vikings against the Titans. Cody, let's start with you. What's your prediction?
34-10.
34-10. Who wins?
21. And we're going to win that game.
I need clarification for our 5 people watching.
The 5 people watching. 21.5 is the over-under on the points. I need to go 35, don't I? 34-10. That's at 13 points more than 21. Yeah, 34-10. I think we win, and it's going to be. This is finally going to be the blowout because I need to see one blowout game against a weaker opponent, and I need to see one quality win against a strong opponent. On these past the few weeks that we have left in this league, I want to see those 2 things. I haven't got to see a blowout win against a weaker opponent, and a lot of teams that make Super Bowls and they're elite, they have that one blowout win against a weaker opponent.
I'm not saying that blowout win against the Detroit Lions.
That's gonna be hard to
do. Yeah, I'd rather it be hard. I'll be celebrating for 2 weeks. Like we might lose it next week, and I'm still celebrating the win that we had the last week.
Sponsored by Blue Chew. Get yours now today.
That was perfect. We know who's doing the ad read when those start coming down.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to TikTok that and tag them. See what happens. With that, Shaq. Shaq, what's your prediction of this game?
So, like I said, it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going 17-7 Vikings.
That sounds awful.
I mean, shit. I went big last week. I'm disappointed. So, after that, I'm like, no more.
I mean, what scares me is that you might not be far off, but like that just sounds like an awful game to watch because it's probably like 7-3 them the whole game, and in the fourth quarter we get 2 touchdowns.
No, that was last week.
That's Viking football.
I know.
2 weeks.
It's good Viking football.
But we also might lose 17-7 because fucking Ronaldo jinxed us.
You really, man?
Look at your face. Honestly, you guys might go this game and spend all this money, and we don't even score a freaking point. And
I've been there. I've done that.
Romo might miss 4 field goals. Sam Darnold might throw 5 interceptions. God. I don't know, dude. I'm just throwing it out there.
Bro, I saw a 3-0 game, and we won.
You didn't
see us not score yet.
The Rams. Keith is only saying this because he watched us lose to the Rams. He does not want
I've seen us lose more. I come out here and say I've seen the Vikings lose more than I've seen them win. I've been to like 13 games and I've seen more losses than wins. So I don't got to come out and be like, I'm 12-0.
Well, you said the right guy, bro.
I'm like, no,
I'm the right guy.
I go to games. I'm scared for my life. Like it don't matter who we're playing. Like
I don't go to games, Keith.
Yeah.
No, go against me. It's fun. We just might lose. Fuck.
We're not going to the Super Bowl together. That's all I know.
100%. You're not coming.
We're not. I'm not going to the damn Super Bowl. I already told you. I'm getting my brother. I'm getting my dad. They're coming over here, and we're watching it in the fucking living room.
Fuck, who invited Keith?
I'm gonna say
I'm not going. I don't want to be invited.
I'm gonna send you a ticket, and it's gonna say, "Please sell this."
And I will. And I'll put it down on like a Nissan Altima or something.
Hey, those Altimas run good though.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't get to work.
Had a 2012 Nissan Altima.
All right, Rinaldi, score prediction.
17-0 Vikings.
I hate you.
That was my second guess.
Go with the flow.
17.
That's my hot take too. I should have said it was my hot take too, because it is 17-0 Vikings.
Well, now you're thinking of a different hot take because you're not putting.
Don't worry, I got another one. I got another one, pal. Yeah.
I wish you didn't do that. I was about to say, when's the last time we shut out a team, Rinaldi?
Next Saturday.
Game.
The Raider game, right?
Yeah, I was there.
I was about to say it like with all my might. That's like, wait, who was that the last one?
That's hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and deliver mine, and mine is gonna be Vikings win this game 31-13.
There's the key though, like
bingo.
What?
I like it.
They're gonna score points on us. We're not gonna shut them out, but we're gonna score a lot of points. We might score more points on the defensive side than we score on the offensive side, but we're getting the freaking 30, and it's gonna be at least a 2-score game.
3-4-2.
Yeah, you did. Probably fucked, but Fish
24-9 Vikings.
24-9.
That is the most realistic Viking score I've ever heard the whole year.
It's an origami score. We always have origami scores.
Yes, it's so wild.
I don't hate it because like what 3 field goals, or they get a touchdown at the end and they go for 2 and miss it.
But they're going to be up 9-0 at halftime, right?
Yeah.
Cody's like talking about not wanting to live anymore, and he doesn't know why he did this. Oh my!
Cody's gonna say he's going for a beer, and he's really going to pitch himself off of Section 317.
No, Cody, they just returned the opening kickback for a touchdown. No!
It's like Die Hard. No!
This was extremely dark a few times.
Yeah. This was a wild episode.
All right. Daniel, you still here? Because Daniel says that we've been going too hot with our hot takes. He's been criticizing it every week on the book. And I can't lie, the pressure's got to me. So I am going to go a little more mild.
We're going to go weak on hot takes? Does he know what a hot take is?
I'm going to go. I'm not going to say mine's weak, to be honest, but it's going to be different.
I'll lead.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the hot takes. Michael Fish, what do you got?
Justin Jefferson is going to get knocked out of this game.
Oh!
What a piece of shit.
Wait.
You're such an asshole.
I need some elaboration now. Right now.
Oh, I'm not
right
saying
now.
it's going to be major. It's just going to be something. He's going to take a hit. He's going to be out for a little while in this game. I'm not saying he's going to miss a lot of time. Just saying.
So I need clarification. Is he going to come back in this game?
There is a possibility, but Sam Darnold is going to lead him too far, and he's going to take a hit, and he's going to get knocked out.
That could happen. I hear you.
But how do we quantify this? Because maybe that happens,
Right,
but then he misses one series.
He's out for the game.
Thank you.
Oh man. Oh,
thank
man.
you, but no. Thank you, but no. Thank you.
You pushed him into that, dude.
I pushed him into actually making a take and like clarifying it. My bad.
Because he could have come back in the series, and now you're willing it into existence.
He could have said
He pulled the trigger. And he
could have
pulled the
said,
trigger.
you could have said, you know, he's going to miss 3 series.
I'll give you the 7 wins. I'll give you the 7 wins. You're the first one that did it. I will give you it right now. You take back that shit right now. I will say, Fish said 7 wins first. Fish said 7 wins first.
Okay. I'll do a different hot take, Cody.
No. That's not how this works.
No, Steve,
Hold on.
he sent his new man.
Sam Darnold is going to get benched midway through the game, and the backup quarterback will have to come in.
I'm clipping both of those. Watch how I edit this shit, bro.
It's great.
Like,
is that mild enough for you, Daniel?
Why did you ask me to start with you if this is where you were going?
Because I didn't want to hear that mild shit. I wanted to start off hot.
I don't know that it was hot. It's somber.
He done burnt the kitchen.
But like you weren't cooking nothing hot. Like you were like making baby formula and forgot the bottle was on there and burnt the kitchen down.
The DiGiorno pizza fell in the rack, man.
Yeah.
I think Cody's looking to see if he can get a refund on his flight right now.
If Justin Jefferson goes down with an injury, I'm kicking you right in the kneecap.
Watch this. So what's gonna happen now is Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold are gonna go down with the injury on the same play.
There's a hot take right there, buddy.
That's what you said, and I'm just bringing it together.
Me and Fish will be 18 beers deep, but when that happens, we'll drink 18 straight shotguns.
My hot take is Fish doesn't drink at all on Sunday.
Oh, he's drinking Sunday.
No, he ain't.
Because I'm buying.
He's got to drive home.
I win. That might be the first one we got right all year.
Uber.
All right.
Home and leave my car in Nashville. I have to go to work the next day.
These guys aren't thinking about logistics at all.
Or parking lot. So
You could Uber back and pick it up the next day.
Haven't you ever seen
half-hour Uber?
Have you ever seen movies, Fish? All right, so Fish fucked that up. Let's see if we can get this back on track. Shaq, what's your hot take for this game?
So I'm gonna try to turn down my hot takes. I'm gonna say 4 different Vikings get a sack against the Titans starting quarterback.
Ooh, okay.
Just in case Will Levis get hurt, I need to reassure whoever starts.
But you said starting, so like, what if 2 of them get it, and then he gets hurt, and then the backup comes in?
Yeah. I'm including the backup.
You said starting quarterback.
Who's ever starting?
I know, but I'm saying, what if we injure their starting quarterback only 2 sacks in, and then
So let me readjust it. 4 different Viking players will have a sack against the Titans quarterback.
Okay, I like it.
There's some ranch on that.
Yep.
All right, and the
sack fumble.
No, I like it. So 4 different Vikings get a sack. I like that. That's hot.
I think it's likely. I don't even think it's hot. I think it's likely. I love that pick. I love it.
I would like you to go back and find me how many times we've had 4 different players get a sack this season.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right now, you're gonna wait. You want to wait for me, or like?
Yeah, I'll wait.
Shut up.
Time.
You get my phone out.
I got time. But after you make your hot take, Rinaldi, what's your hot take?
All right, my hot take is it's a parlay, and I'm going for a grand slam. I don't care what anybody else says. I got my last good one alive. I said we were going 5-0. We're on our way to 5-0. So whoever thinks that we're not doing good hot takes, mine's still alive. I'm going to add on to it right here. I'm going to talk defense. And I'm going to say that the last 2 games and the next 2 games, the Minnesota Vikings will have the lowest scored against total points in the league in any 4-game stretch this year. In any 4-game stretch this year. The Minnesota Vikings will have a 4-game stretch starting 2 games ago, the next 2 games included, where we're the lowest 4-game total this year. Now, I'll even add a parlay to it, and we'll do an over-under. And the over-under is a total of 43 points.
Okay.
Well, see, they only gave up 6 against the Colts and 7 against the Jags.
I'll even throw the 13 against the Colts.
The Colts got
13.
10.
No, the Colts defense, our defense only gave up 6.
Right.
But no,
because they scored 7 on the defensive touchdown.
He's not saying just defense. He's saying points.
Like, I'm saying total points.
Are you talking about defense or the team?
Team, bro. Come on,
team, bro. Yeah.
I thought you said defense. I'm sorry.
Well, it is sort of the defense, but yeah, let's call it the team.
But no, I'm not throwing no damn bone here because who's gonna be figuring out who had the lowest 4-game
stretch? I already will because you know what
like you can go through every single team's 4 games.
I'll tell you what the record is right now. The reason I picked 43 is because the Chargers had a 4 games 43 score. So I'll say it's below 43.
That's gonna be so hard to quantify by the end of the season.
We're gonna hit that one.
I mean, I don't doubt we could definitely quantify the 43, but to say that it's lower than anybody's 4-game stretch throughout the whole season, that's going to take research and calculators and pencils and paper. Like,
well, what are you going to give me if I hit it? I want that hat. I want your hat.
I got like 7 of them.
All right, good. I want one of your 7 hats. If we hit that, I will prove it.
No.
And I'm going to take one of your effing hats.
Look I'm not saying that it's not going to hit. I'm saying it's going to be hard to quantify that, and the work it's going to take into going to prove that.
What do you don't like my work? I'll do the work, man.
Yeah, but then I got to go and try to like disprove you, man. So I got to work too.
I want your hat.
Make sure you sign it.
He ain't giving up the hat unless he finds out for himself, is what he's trying to say.
I know he doesn't trust my work.
I do trust. No, I'm not trusting your work. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this one because Cody's getting ready to go Super Saiyan hot fire, and I'm really not. Mine's gonna be kind of mild, but before you jump on me and boo me after I make this prediction, just know we haven't done it this year. Okay, so I'm going mild. I'm going realistic, but we haven't done this year. And my prediction this week is the Vikings running backs will combine for at least 100 rushing and at least 1 touchdown against the Titans.
Not that
You
hot.
broke up on me there. How many yards rushing?
At least 150.
That's pretty high.
That's pretty
You
high.
hit it.
Titans got a good run defense.
You're gonna hit it.
I'm just saying, like every game I went back and looked, our running backs have this does not include Sam Darnold. Our running backs have not combined for 150 yards rushing. The closest they got was actually last week was like 140, but they didn't have a touchdown. Like, so they're going to combine for at least 150 yards rushing, and at least one of them will have a touchdown.
That's good.
I like it.
Daniel, where you at? Probably checked
go.
out on me already.
I'm a big hot take guy, and I since the season started, I switched to week. I didn't go 5 weeks out. You know, I did call Vikings to go 3-0 in the preseason at the beginning of preseason. I hit that, so that's not bad.
So we should do that.
I get one, but I can't go multiple weeks out because to me it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm always going to be a 1 week guy. That's how I should look at this season. Stick to that season. I think Justin Jefferson has more receiving yards against the Titans than he did his first week starting against that same Titans team.
How much was that?
Let me Google it. I hope it's not over 170.
That's just a fucking take.
Hold on.
You better spit this shit like hot fire when you say it.
Got to write them all down, baby. We got too much work to do with these hot takes. What are we doing?
I got to go back and fucking clip this shit, bro.
Don't worry. A lot of the hot takes ain't hitting so far. So.
Yeah.
I might just scrap this week.
Justin Jefferson. This is super hot. Justin Jefferson will have more receiving yards against the Titans than he did his rookie year in week 3, over 175 yards, 1 touchdown.
All right. That's a hot take.
That's hot. That's dumb hot.
Yeah.
That's hot.
It's
That's
amazing
hot.
how fast we go from being hot to stupid.
Hey, okay. I'll give you an extra hot take here. Here's a little spice on top. Ready? You ready for this spice? What's the dude's name? What's the guy's name?
Salt Bay.
Daniel
Daniel Fish. Here we go, Daniel and Fish. Aaron Jones will have over 65 rushing yards.
How's that hot?
No, he's playing their game.
Oh,
sorry. All right, Cody. So your thing kind of went out on me. Please just say your take one more time for the sake of the clip. Nobody else is fucking watching. So, Cody, what is your hot take?
Justin Jefferson will have more receiving yards than he did the first time he played the Titans.
And how much was that?
175. Look it up.
Boom. All All right, I think I can make that work.
If you, I mean, I had to look it up too. I thought it was 170, and I didn't know it was 175. Jesus.
See, Daniel's gonna talk shit, but then look at his hot take.
What did he say?
That's crazy. I was just thinking that. I was gonna say total yards. I would have said he's gonna have more receiving yards than the Titans receivers.
Yeah.
Bond, but
That's pretty
I
high.
already got my hot take.
But this is the thing. Anytime we've asked someone else to make the hot take when they criticize us, they do something like this, and they're way off too. It's too fun not to get hot.
I mean, it's a hot take season. I mean,
So
we
you gotta
call
go
it.
visit the doctor.
We should do a take segment, just straight takes. What is your take of the week? Like
Cody, give me your lock of the week.
my lock of the week is TJ Hawkinson over 7 targets.
Jeez, it's still kind of hot.
That's still kind of hot, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean he catches them. This is over 7 targets.
My lock of the week is Sam Darnold starts the first 2 drives as quarterback.
That's a lock.
That's a lock as fuck.
Damn.
The first play would be a run play.
That's a hot take.
That's pretty hot, man. Run the ball on first down. Not on second. First down we do.
My lock is the Vikings have the first turnover.
That's pretty sexy.
Fucking Ronaldo. Everything you've said has pissed me off tonight.
That's pretty sexy.
Everything. I love you, dude, but damn. All right. Let's go around the room and let's all give our last takes except for Ronaldo. You're done talking for the night. Shaq, what's your final takes tonight?
Final takes. Glad, shout out to Amanda for joining us. She was a great Titans fan. Anybody who's still here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to become bigger YouTubers. We're all Vikings fans, and we just want to be known amongst other Vikings fans. Also, you could donate some money if you want to help us out, get some better gear and stuff. You could go to buymeacoffee.com. Let's go, and you can donate some money, and we'll use that money to make the channel better. David, Rinaldi, and Cody, hope you guys have a phenomenal time at the game. Make sure you're drunk, too drunk, and if Fish doesn't drink, don't worry, take care of you. Just make sure you guys enjoy and y'all make it back home safe.
Thanks. Let's go.
Let's go.
Michael Fish. What are your final words, Michael Fish?
We're about to have some fun this weekend. I can't wait to see all the messages from Keith throwing shade where he's like, I hope y'all are falling down and dying and all that stuff.
Y'all gonna miss Skull and Chill and Aftercare and shit. There might be a Friday show. It's gonna pop off this weekend.
Keith is like, I had better numbers without you 3 numbskulls. You're done. Get out.
It's a Shaq and Keith show.
I'd tune into it, just saying. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna try to not get arrested. And let's bring Let's Skol to Nashville, baby.
Let's go.
Let's
baby.
go.
What do you got, Rinaldi? Final words.
Alex Hortis has offered his services as a lawyer for the 3 of us in Nashville, and he may have a call coming to him later at night on Saturday, and he asked for it. So all I've got to say is hopefully we go into this game and just be the Vikings that we know they can be, as opposed to the ones we're scared they are, and just go take this game, win it, stack a game. And thanks for coming on, anybody that's still with us, and otherwise thanks for just watching our stuff. So let's go.
Let's go.
Cody. Also, wait, hold on. Before Cody, don't get arrested till after the game on Sunday. Make it through the game, Rinaldi.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
He came for that massage.
Every week. I preach this every week, and I'm going to do it again. Hey, just be safe, right? We're Thursday. You got that one more last day of the week, and then just your weekend. I know I'm going to be safe because I preach it. I got to do what I preach out there. If someone gets in your face, it's Titans fan. he thinks Warren Moon belonged on Houston. No, he belonged on Minnesota back in the day. He just sucked for y'all. Running gun offense. I'm sorry. But it comes to the point to where just be safe. Just be safe. All right, have a plan. We built a plan before we even went to Nashville. Right, we're gonna see a lot of you guys out there. I'm hoping we're gonna have a good time. Let's go chant from the boot barn. Just have a blast, man, and be safe. Always have a plan. We got a plan. Even though we talk like we're crazy motherfuckers out here, we are, but we also have a plan. But at the end of the day, don't beat your dogs, don't beat your wives, beat the shit out of Will Levis, and always let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.